between two different things. Yeah, I'm thinking too much, I'm bursting at the seams. Tell me I'm not just out at sea. Tell me they are listening to me, feeling misplaced. Someone rescue me. Someone rescue me. Someone take me. I'm floating. Someone
Gaming Morning Show.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on.
Wait,
Austin, your mom is here?
No.
Why did I look over where Bob is?
Austin, your mom is here?
Is she over there?
I sure hope not.
Is she in the box?
Whoa.
I haven't seen her in like 2 days.
Get out of here, Beelin. I just got the new marble tile installed and you'll mess up the grout. Besides, like our friend Oh Guitar Boy said,
Sorry, KK.
it's time for the clinically acclaimed Gaming Morning Show. Or should I say, award-winning.
And we have a clip of the year, friends. It is the Lost City of D live.
Glad we won.
Woo! Burp, burp, burp.
Kiki Lo is in search of something.
I need a D that works.
There's the D. Searching in the universe because the D is currently broken.
Gaming Morning Show won clip of the year.
Oh my gosh.
But don't you dare expect to put that Chris Emmy Memorial Clip of the Year trophy in this
I
box.
probably should have prepared something more special.
I'm getting the walls repainted soon. Now where to put the chandelier or the bearskin rug? Oh, and the piano, can't forget that.
Maybe there is somebody in the world that can help her. Maybe somebody who sings a song.
6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. It's Gaming Morning Show. Thanks for being here, and it is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. We're excited because this show is something we like to do on a daily basis. We do it Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. The person looking straight at you with direct eye contact is the one, the only Sports Gaming. Good morning to you, my friend.
Top of the morning.
It is great to see you because it's been it's been about 6 hours, so we missed you. Where you been? Minecraft last night. Now we get to see you on the Gaming Morning Show. It's nice to see you. Good morning.
I've just been in this chair the whole time. I
Didn't move
haven't
once.
moved. Nope.
Yeah.
I was just right here the whole time.
Sports dot consistency. Am I right?
Yep. It's a good chair though.
You do have a good chair. My chair is starting to get very sat out.
Squeak.
Not even that, but yeah, that's true. The squeaking was a problem. I'm starting to notice this is strange. I need a chiropractor.
For your chair?
Well, maybe. Does that help fix its back?
No.
Do you need a chiropractor?
Squeak.
This whole time, all I needed was a little WD-40 and some chiropractic love. This chair was something I found. It wasn't quite as bad as college. I didn't drive by a house that had a for free sign in the yard with no reasonable understanding of how long it's been out in the yard. It was in the office graveyard, so it was recently discarded, but not like it's been on the sidewalk for 4 days discarded.
Could have been more discarded.
Right, it was medium discarded. It's like when you get a steak that was medium well. It's not quite well, but it's close. So we're pretty much living
still
in
a
this
chair.
chair. Yeah, that's true. It's a good chair. I hope. I don't know. The whole right side of my body could disagree with me. So figure it out. It is great to have you here. We have 2 interviews to tell you about. We see Malika this morning on YouTube. Good moron to you, Malika. Thank you for being here. It's Copia is in the chat, as is Scott Chick 360. Do you want to say hi to Copia?
I know
Sorry.
Copia.
You can go ahead and do it.
I haven't seen Copia in so long.
It's been a while. Kate Zaid is here this morning as well. Y'all got me out of bed. Thank you. It's the least we could do.
Yes. Anytime. It's what we do best. Make people get out of bed.
Gaming morning alarm clock. Ooh. Another opportunity. We make alarm clocks, but instead of alarms, you hear our voices.
But how are we gonna tie food into this somehow?
It also serves you a hamburger.
Perfect.
Good moron! Hamburger. Voila. I am JF Downs is here this morning. It was 57 after 5 o'clock, 2 minutes behind Scott Chick. So, Scott Chick right away. Malika says, ooh, vacation day. Sounds really good. Yes, we're going to talk about our topic of the day, which has to do with vacation planning. Morning, Sean and Ryan, says Scott Chick. And now, here's Copia. Hi, Shawnee Poo. Hope you're feeling better. I've missed you. Introducing you to Mama ahead of our wedding someday. Oh, Mom 1A.
Mom, yeah.
It's good to see you. Your alarm clock could cook breakfast, says Downs.
I kind of like the idea of it just handing you a hamburger.
No questions asked, including how old is that hamburger?
Every morning it's a mystery. You're like, how do you... I've had you for 3 years and you still just...
Every day.
Nice, fresh, hot hamburger.
Oh, I didn't mention
I
it
don't
would be hot. Gross. Although, co-branding opportunity with like DoorDash or something.
Just DoorDash driver breaking into your house 5 minutes before you wake up.
But are you going to stay in bed longer? Are you going to hit snooze on that? No. It's going to be very much like,
wake up a
what
little
are
bit
you
earlier
doing in my
tomorrow.
house? Why are you here? Here's hamburger.
Who's paying you?
I don't know if this is going to be a profit center for us, but it'll be a lot of fun. So, well, now that we have that settled, it's been a good show. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow for the next edition of the Gaming Morning Show. Today, 7:25 a.m. Pacific time, Jullia Joson from ArchDaily will join us. I finally just decided to give up trying to read the Twitter handle and just name the name of the website.
Yep.
Jullia is an intern there and wrote an article about video game architecture, and it's really cool. It's broken down in a way that, for me, not knowing a lot about architecture, I felt like I could absorb some of the things that Julia was talking about. And it discusses kind of how architecture is used in video games purposefully. So we'll talk about that 7:25 a.m. Pacific time today. And then for the second straight day, we have a 5 questions guest. ProjectRuby will join us. They're a content creator on Twitch and on YouTube. So there's a whole bunch of cool YouTube content coming out from ProjectRuby. So we'll learn more about their stream coming up at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time today. GMS After Dark is tomorrow at 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. That is our weekly show with Look It's Mike O. And tomorrow, Mike welcomes in Dandy. It's a Monsters and Friends special edition of GMS After Dark with Look It's Mike O. Please tune in at 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. And coming up later in today's show, and if K-Laugh is here, it'd be really cool. But anyone, if you could remind me, around 7:55 a.m. after sports, I don't want to have a second straight announcement that I blow right by. So, yeah, if you could just like maybe give me a nudge. Especially because especially Sean, because it's name of the month related, and you know how hard it is for me to actually follow through on a name of the month. It is ready to go.
I got my part ready. Little tease.
Whoa, I think I know what it is. Ooh, okay, all right, man, you've been working hard. Where'd you find a snare? Coming up, we'll tell you a story about a horse that runs through a gap between 2 trains. It's a viral video. And also, did you see the trailer for a movie called Pinocchio? Because I watched that on the internet yesterday.
I did not watch it, no.
Have you heard about it?
Pinocchio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a story.
Isn't that starring Duncan Sheik?
Yes. Duncan Sheik was in the trailer for it, so popular actor in Star Wars and Moulin Rouge. Duncan Sheik. Go to our very first YouTube video if you don't know about that. You will see why. That's funny. Earthling Gaming is here. Good moron to you, Earthling. It's good to see you. Saw you last night watching
Top of the Mora.
Chris M.E. Chris M.E. gave us a raid yesterday on Twitch, so thank you for doing that. Very much appreciative. Also, good moron to K-Laugh. At 7:55, make an announcement. K-Laugh, as good as you are at your job, I still don't think you understand what I actually need when I request the reminders.
No, he nailed it.
Did he?
Nailed it. It was yeah, he did everything you asked.
All right.
You're welcome.
Oh, good. Bob's in on it too. You're in cahoots. Scott Chick said about the alarm clock, I'd prefer if it handed out pancakes.
Put it on a pancake.
It makes a little more sense when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, if Bob just says put it on pancake and it hands out pancakes, it sounds like we're not really needed here.
Coming to you soon. Gaming morning show Bob alarm clock. It's okay. Bob alarm clock from the makers of GMS. I mean, pancakes would make more sense. I mean, they're more versatile. You could maybe grab your own toppings. They're probably easier to make, a little bit less overhead.
Yeah, sure.
Fine,
No, it
Scott
makes
Chick.
sense.
Great idea.
It makes sense.
Take our burger.
Still liked our hamburger
Take our
idea.
burger alarm clock somewhere else. Do you like
Burger Town.
Do you like Bob alarm clock? What about gaming morning show hamburger afternoon wake up from your nap clock? When you think about it, we're pretty decent at adding lots of words to things. So
It's true. It's true.
Top of the moron.
Good moron.
To Drew Mega. Good moron, guys. Going to be lurking for a bit as it's a busy work week. Cheers. Hey, Drew Mega. That's great. In fact, we are designed to be audio-only friendly, whether you're listening on audio-only on Twitch or you're taking us on YouTube Premium. And eventually, day in and day out, we did a test pilot for this last week for Twitter Spaces. So, yeah, absolutely fine. We have the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News coming up in 10 minutes from now. We will also have birthdays this day in gaming history. We have a community birthday, meaning Patreon subscriber birthday to celebrate today. So we will share that with you coming up at 6:50 a.m. Pacific time. If you know somebody celebrating a birthday, please share it with us. So, hey, today is National Florida Day. It's National Irish Coffee Day, National Opposite Day, and a Room of One's Own Day.
This is mine own room.
Never been asked to vacate it for any reason whatsoever.
Nope.
Nope.
Never.
It's not like you're...
Never, ever.
I mean, that's not like it's a bed behind you, right?
No, that's it's just a green screen. There's no bed there.
Oh, the immersiveness taken away from us. Well, the good news, at least that's a real window behind you. And is that a...
Yeah, that's just half a green screen. It's just
Right
that
now,
half
yeah.
is a green screen. Yeah.
And should we welcome in Bear? Bear?
I don't know. Do you have a small ditty?
Do I have a ditty? Man, of course, we're about to play Rocket League. But this bear won't put you under siege. It is time to say hello. Bear from the Outer Flow.
There he is. Hey, Bear.
Good thing I
Up in
didn't
the
make
moron.
that up on the spot.
No, that was one of the pre-approved ditties.
Yeah, I wrote that down a long time ago. It's been in the hopper for a long time. Top of the Moron.
Good moron.
To you, Gabe Pride. Oh, good moron, GMS crew and friends lurking while in some meetings. I hope you have an excellent lurk, and thank you for the host on Twitch. Hosts on Twitch help a ton. Really appreciate that. Same with reactions on Facebook Gaming and on YouTube. Scott Chick says, oh, now that is an awesome way to wake up from a nap. Okay, so Scott Chick is approving of our hamburger alarm clock for naps.
Nice. Okay. So we're on to something.
Okay. Morning pancake alarm clock. Okay. And then afternoon hamburgers.
Put it on a pancake.
I think we can make that work.
Are these going to be separate alarm clocks?
Yeah. I mean, just wait till we offer our dinner alarm clock. Things would be like $7,000. Which still might be a steal.
It's not bad, and it will eventually pay for itself.
Either that or you'll get food poisoning. One of the two. We
Well,
could
I mean-
we could even make that a guarantee, Sean. Guaranteed to pay for itself, or you'll get food poisoning.
I think an and is there is okay too. Guaranteed to pay for itself, and you'll get food poisoning. Feel confident about that.
I remember when I was in elementary school, maybe early middle school, would go to this camp every year, and it was a lot of fun. Had a good time. And it was at the time they had these gumball pouches, where 5 of the gumballs were just regular, delicious, yummy gumballs, and then the other 2 were like hot as fire gumballs.
Oh.
Or
No.
extremely sour. And so
Okay.
it was fun at camp because you had, usually like at least 7 people in the same cabin or something. So you'd basically play the game with everybody and 2 people would lose. So where I'm going with that is that's what you're kind of signing up for when you pick up the Gaming Morning Show Wake Up From Your Nap hamburger clock.
Right. It's like a roll of the dice.
At least 5 times from it, a delicious, yummy hamburger. The other times, food poisoning.
Is the food poisoning burger at least yummy at first?
It's delicious.
Okay. Then that's totally fine. Totally worth it.
It's not more delicious than the regular hamburgers, though, because we'd hate for everyone to know.
Oh, right. The surprise is part of it.
Yes, exactly. Good moron, as we mentioned from Gay Pride. Room of one owns day, Kate Zaid says. I got myself an entire apartment of my own. Let's go. I think that qualifies.
Yeah, as long as there's a room in that apartment.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a studio apartment, then it's one gigantic apartment-sized room for myself. Although Kate Zaid's recently been working on a room, and that room, like, you should be very Very proud of that room. New stream room. Has
Mm-hmm.
curtains. It's beautiful.
We have curtains. Bear put them in himself.
Bear was like, I'm sick of you opening up this blind against my will. This is going to install curtains over that window, too. So that person was flying by, and so I held up, and it, like, impacted my jump. My jump was supposed to go, like, really full forward, and instead our teammate flew by, and so I kind of held up, and I instead, like, jumped in front of the ball. It was hilarious. Today's topic of the day, this is what Malika referenced earlier. It's National Plan for Vacation Day, which I think right now is probably a good exercise because I have to pretend that someday I'm going to go on a vacation again. So I think I like this idea. We are asking you, chat, what's your dream vacation?
Oh, dream vacation. That's. I don't know if I have a dream vacation. Just vacation sounds nice.
I mean, I'm trying to be full picture here. Okay, it's okay. It's just a moment in time. It's been only almost 2 years.
Next vacation is California, for me at least. In April.
I think that's gonna be like April 20 something, right? So I'll believe that that's happening on April 21, the day that I am set to go. I'm no longer getting my hopes up, Sean. So I hope that works out for everyone, myself included. Oh my gosh. You know, there's lots of vacations. Like I feel like I kind of already done something to the effect of a dream vacation because I did
disgusting.
Like 7 baseball parks in 8 days kind of thing, and that was super fun. So I would probably do something similar. I mean, I don't need to go like tropical, but you know, whatever those like $20,000 a night cabana things that hang over the water, those look pretty awesome. But like, I don't know if I would pay that much to go do that. It's a lot of, I mean, I don't know if I'd ever be able to pay that much to go do that. So, but yeah, like the baseball thing was super fun. We went to 7 baseball parks in 8 days. I mean, every single day you're watching a game. We just kind of walked around the cities before and after the games. It was great. I had a good time with that.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah. Well, we'll give you time to think about it, chat. Kate Zaid said, I don't have a dream vacation either. I went to all the places I really wanted to go. Now it's just discovering places I simply haven't been. Or my dream vacation is making lightsabers at Disneyland with Chris and me. Well, again, that could be April. Earthling Gaming, my dream vacation would be traveling through Europe. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah,
I could meet everyone in the UK.
6:26 now, West Coast. It is 9:26 out east. It's 2:26 for those watching GMS in the UK. That is Sean. I am Hefty Goof. Drew Mega said leftover pizza is good for breakfast. Leftover cold pizza for breakfast can be divine. We could do something like that. Yeah, Scott Chick said absolutely. Hamburgers are just a touch too heavy on the stomach first thing in the morning.
If we did leftover pizza in our alarm clock, we'd have to get pizza the night before. We'd have to eat some of the pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe like the
For the
refrigeration could be a problem. So.
I mean, we could just tell them it's refrigerated.
That's right.
No one will know. You know, until the food poisoning.
Other than that, though, that 8 hours will be bliss. I don't know how long the onset of food poisoning takes. Could be pretty quick, I imagine. 6:26.
Depends on how not refrigerated it is.
Top of the moron.
Wu Dang Pig is here. I want to travel through Europe too. I was supposed to do it last year. See? Wu Dang. Not getting my hopes up. However, I hope you get to do that sooner than later. Let's do the news. It's time for the headlines of the day, video game style. And for that, we turn to our only person with a pancreas, hashtag video game expert, Sean.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022, and this is your gaming morning show, morning gaming news. First up, we got some Apex news. That's right. We have been introduced to Apex legend Mad Maggie, as she has been revealed as the new legend alongside the new limited time mode. This is from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. Yes, that's right. Another Apex Legends Stories from the Outlands short has been released. It's called Judgment, and it's all about Mad Maggie, who also happens to be the new legend joining the Battle Royale game. It sounds like Ryan thinks Mad Maggie is the Wii U of Apex Legends.
No, it's not that bad.
Okay.
I'll let you get to the rest of it, but yeah.
The story begins with what appears to be a court case for Mad Maggie. She wasn't really doing anything too wrong. She just did some things the syndicate is not happy about, like getting food to the starving and more. Yeah, she's seconds away from death by way of a firing squad, and she's spared by the Apex Games, which is where she'll be competing as a form of punishment. She's not quite all right with this, though, and it'll be up to the players to determine how she plays in the Battle Royale.
Yes, great story. Mad Maggie was Fuse's companion over the course of his story. Now shows up as a playable character and a new legend, all that stuff. That's fine. Maggie was also an adopted public address announcer for the Apex Legends games, and drove me absolutely bonkers during that whole entire season. It was only like half the season. My favorite thing I saw was, as I looked for Mad Maggie's speculated abilities, someone said Maggie's ability is going to be telling you that her name is Mad Maggie, because she said that over and over and over again. So,
but what's her name?
I believe it's Mad Maggie.
Mad Maggie in the Defiance season is going to kick off January 27th. Mad Maggie will be a playable character. Mad Maggie is her name, and Mad Maggie will be the new person that everyone talks about, Mad Maggie. For the first 3 weeks of Defiance, see whether you can handle the madness in the new control mode. Select your loadout and drop into a 9v9 experience where teams battle to hold control points with infinite respawn.
Okay.
Mad Maggie.
What's the name again?
Mad Maggie. Control Mad Maggie.
Next story. It's probably going to be amazing.
Mad Maggie.
Yeah, okay.
In an update to yesterday's story, Raven's new organizational change conveniently breaks up union members.
What?
Convenient. Yeah, this is from Luke Plunkett of Kotaku. It's only a few days ago that the 34 quality assurance testers at Raven formed the first ever union among Activision Blizzard employees. Today, management has responded to their success with some changes. Breaking up members of the union. Yeah. Polygon's reporter Nicole Carpenter reported that earlier today, this would probably be yesterday, Raven Studio head Brian Raffel emailed all staff about an organizational change that takes the now organized QA team, who have only just returned to work, having been on strike for 7 weeks, and splits them up, spreading them across the rest of the workplace.
I mean, this sounds like a story that is being told by Kotaku in just, we're laying out facts.
Yep.
Right? And so it's up to you to draw your own conclusions from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So Brian says in a letter, quote, firstly, Our move to embed our QA teams has been carefully considered and is a next logical step in the planned process that began several months ago. Secondly, we're confident that the, quote, embedded model, which is a best practice used at other prominent development studios across Activision, will continue to better position our team to deliver best-in-class coordination in a fast-moving live service operation. The concept of an embedded QA, where testers are integrated within the rest of a studio's workforce, as Raven is doing, is not a new one and is increasingly common across major video game studios. BioWare, for example, has been doing it for years. The timing here is certainly interesting, though. Like how these long-planned changes, months in the making, are kicking off for the QA staff almost at the exact moment they return to work from their strike, and will immediately break up the members of the union and scatter them across the studio.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yesterday we had all this pretty neat news about what they were able to accomplish.
New segment coming soon. GMS's neat news.
Within 24 hours, this story comes out.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They got a big paycheck, but being bought by Microsoft, though. It's a lot of money. In our next news story, I have to get something.
Is this
ready.
messy news or is this neat news?
No, this is neat news. I'm very ill prepared, so we're just stalling. The news is just very, very exciting. Okay, neat news. Dead by Daylight new crossover puts Jigsaw front and center.
Want to play a game?
No.
You don't want to play a game?
No,
or?
I don't. I don't want to play a game. Thank you for the opportunity. I decline.
Want to play a game?
No. I would like to repeat. No.
No.
It's a fun game.
I like Dead by Daylight. I don't want to hear that voice. I don't like the voice in my ears. It's hurting.
Maggie.
This is from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. Behavior Interactive has announced that in collaboration with Lionsgate Films, it is bringing more Saw content to the Dead by Daylight universe, including Jigsaw. Yeah. Over and above our primary objective of providing our fans with fun and continuously renewed content, one of our goals when integrating a powerful movie franchise such as Saw is to invite a larger community into the Dead by Daylight universe. This is from director Matthew Cote in an interview. We're truly grateful to our partner Lionsgate for offering us this opportunity. While you wait for Jigsaw to join the game tomorrow, January 26th, you can read about the most recent DLC, Portrait of a Murder, that hit Dead by Daylight back in November, and then check out the teaser for the upcoming chapter based on The Ring.
Okay.
Mad Maggie is unconfirmed as a playable character. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Like The Artful Escape, which is out on PlayStation 5 and Switch. Mortal Online 2 is out on PC. Reverie Knights Tactics is out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem is out on PC. That's a good one. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Cannibal Cuisine. Out on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Xbox One. That's the end of the list.
There's no more. It's those machines that I myself have told you.
I believe it is also on PC because that's where I got their social media link, but apparently that's not out today.
Okay. Maybe it's already been out.
I think it's already been out.
Okay, fair enough. Wow, Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem did not win Name of the Morning.
No, that one was much better when reading it aloud. Nice. Just looking at it wasn't nearly as entertaining. But then you say it out loud and you're like, oh, mistakes were made.
Does Cannibal Cuisine still come with the chocolate brownie in the middle?
Yeah, but it's been there for a long time.
That could be. That's our dinner plan. The new GMS dinner alarm clock, which wakes you up from your post nap, gives you a TV dinner. TV dinner for the dinner alarm clock. I think that makes sense.
I love it.
It's already going to be cold in spots anyway, or warm in other spots, so you might as well just get it out of your alarm clock.
Yep.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
Congrats.
Is our alarm clock just a microwave?
Shh. Why is this alarm clock so big?
You have to set it like 2 to 5 minutes before you want to wake up.
We could also just try to repurpose all those like discarded Ronco food rotisseries. Set it and forget it. That's basically what you're doing with an alarm clock. Is he doing all right?
Meow.
He's very needy. Beep, 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 beep.
Nice little jingle bell there.
Jingle bell, Arturo has a bell. Mad Maggie, Mad Maggie. Mad Maggie, Mad Maggie. Want to play a game?
You kind of mixed two of my least favorite things in one news segment, so nice
Sure
work.
did. It was neat.
With potentially
News.
bad corporate organizational structure. So
It was-
make it 3 for 3.
Yep. It was a news day.
If you missed our name of the morning, you can easily find it. You just go to our Twitter account, which is @WatchGMS, and we post those there, and then we retweet them. That is Cannibal Cuisine, out today for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. Big name of the month giveaway announcement coming up in just over an hour. Guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. You can trust me. Jullia Joson will join us from Architecture Daily coming up 7:25 a.m. Pacific time today. We have birthdays this day in gaming history coming up in 10 minutes from now. If you have a birthday to celebrate with us, please let us know, because we would love to celebrate with you. We're asking you about dream vacations on National Plan Your Vacation Day. What is your dream vacation? We would love to know. Malika says, my dream vacation, just me, in a house near the beach with my books, and nobody told me to do stuff. That could be good.
Sounds nice. That sounds nice.
Yeah, Wu Dang, as I mentioned, wanted to travel through Europe. Was supposed to do that last year. Kate Zaid said doing the Trans-Siberian train ride would be cool. I never have pondered that one. Could look that up.
Trans-Siberian. Don't they have an orchestra?
You could do that too. You could have the orchestra in your headphones whilst on the train ride.
Is the orchestra like part of the train company?
I mean, it could be. I mean, I once had a pleasant experience on an Amtrak train in an observation car where people were playing music down the other end of the car, so it felt like I was kind of in a festive bar. It was fun.
That sounds nice.
Wasn't
I like
bad.
trains.
I like guitars. Wait a
I
second.
like guitars.
We could go together, you and me.
We go together. We ride a train and they'll bring my guitar.
Hope there's no weather. Kalaf, just have the dinner alarm clock crank
No
out
weather?
pizza.
Mm.
Are you suggesting that I meant just like no weather exists, and so therefore
No, it's just nothing.
what happens when there's no weather existing?
The weather outside is
Absent.
non-existent.
Does the planet just stop functionality?
There's just space out there.
Oh no. I'm kind of concerned.
In space. Space. Space.
Interesting. Scott Chick says Oscar's big butt broke the clothes horse today. Had to take a hammer to it to straighten it back out again. Scott Chick's Oscar is a cat. However, what's a clothes horse? And can you look a clothes horse in the mouth? While you answer that question, We're going to tell you a story from Ben Hooper of UPI about a horse that ran through a narrow gap between two trains. This is in Upper Egypt, we're told, from Ben Hooper. Passenger on a train. It opens up with a passenger in a train in India. Captured video of a moment. A horse ran through a narrow gap between a moving train and a stationary train and survived. The video filmed aboard a train moving through an area in Upper Egypt shows passengers putting their heads out the window to watch the horse galloping next to the train. Are you looking at that horse in the mouth?
Yeah, it's a close horse. He has a nice tie.
How did Oscar break that? Looks quite sturdy.
Man.
And looks dapper with that hat.
That's a fabulous hat. I think his shirt is better ironed than most of my shirts. Kind of jealous.
All right, I'm pulling up a map because there's that thing that I think I know. And then there's a thing that I don't think I know right now. Again, I'm reading this story. A passenger on a train in India captured video of a moment. So reading that sentence, my understanding is the train is in India, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe... No, it says in India.
My map's not... Why on earth is Google Maps not working right now? And then the other part says, this is the headline, through a narrow gap between two Egyptian trains. So maybe the trains originated in Egypt and were going through India?
Maybe. It continues. The video filmed aboard a train moving through the Mankabad area in Upper Egypt. Is this Egypt, India? Is this
Okay.
a city?
At least that would make sense. I mean, honestly, that would actually make sense. All right, I finally got my maps to load, and I'm going over here. I'm looking. I mean, as near as I can tell, there are 4 countries between Egypt and India at worst. You'd have to go through Iraq, Iran, Pakistan to get to India.
Oh no, I got it figured out.
Oh, and Israel.
I got it figured out. So step 1, you go to Chicago and you start traveling on Interstate 65 towards Indianapolis. When you get about halfway there, there's a small town called Egypt, Indiana. I think that's where this is taking place.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I mean, I even typed in Mankabad, which was the area in Upper Egypt referenced in the story, and in my Google Maps, the only 5 returns are all actually in Egypt.
Yeah, this story. Can we phone a friend and call Ben?
Why would Ben? Oh, Ben Hooper. I was like, why would former GMS host Ben be our expert when it comes to Egypt and India? No, Kate Zaid, Egypt and Iraq share a border. No, I missed in my quick search. Jordan is in between those two.
Checks out.
So those are the 4 that I was looking at. Interesting. Anyway, we'll share the story because the whole point was you need to see the video. And we tried, and we failed horribly in that attempt to share that video. Holy cow. There we go. Watch the video, because the equine, as used from the thesaurus of Ben Hooper, runs in a narrow gap between the moving train and the train parked on the tracks only a few feet away. The passengers cheer as the horse when it emerges from the other side, apparently unscathed.
So many questions.
So would somebody who's smarter than me, geographically speaking, could you please look at that story and tell me if I'm not understanding? I don't get how the train was in India. unless there's a part of India, like you were talking about the Indiana example, right? Maybe there is a state or a city or a region of Egypt called India.
I don't know. Seems like either we're missing something or maybe Ben was misunderstanding something.
Just
I
want to
thought
know.
that was going in for sure.
Dallin says, I think it's a mistake. No. There has to be a legitimate reason.
Ben doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah. This is Ben Hooper we're talking about, Downs. And the crack staff over at UPI. Okay. We will not accept that as a mistake. There must be a full explanation that I myself am missing. Back to the clothes horse in the mouth. Apparently, that is the thing that you dry your clothes on inside the house.
I think it's just like a drying rack.
That's what it sounds like. But I will now refer to my drying racks as a clothes horse for the rest of my life.
Oh, you did it.
Of course I did.
And I got an assist.
Of course you did. Just as we planned. Scott Chick said again, Oscar's big butt broke the clothes horse today. And then went on to tell us that, yes, it is basically just a drying rack. Something you dry your clothes on indoors. I take a photo, but, well, I have clothes drying right now, so no one needs to see the unmentionables. Fair enough. When your clothes horse is out to pasture, you can take a picture of it. Because I've heard sawhorse before, and so that's what my brain went to. I just had never heard the term clothes horse before. And Scott Chick, I am now happy that I have. Earthling says, traveling through Asia would be such a vibe. Scott Chick says, I want to rent an RV and travel all the states. I watch too many travel vloggers. Lol. Man, I still keep watching Tiny House Nation, Sean, and it's never helpful. It just makes me want to be in one. They look so cool.
Sometimes.
Like this one had a rooftop deck the other day. A humidor. Don't need that. I don't smoke cigars, but I mean, it had one. How cool is that? What a bigger shower than I have. But I think if I went tiny, I wouldn't want to drive it around the country because that's stressful. It'd be fun, but it's stressful to drive big things around.
But I thought it was tiny.
Okay. Kate Zaid has concluded. There is a mistake. I think the Egypt part is a typo, but the title, okay, like, me look into this police guy. Thank you for tackling this. There's no Indian Egypt, says Downs. Okay, I think that makes sense. I mean, maybe, but then why is the title... Man, I'm spending too much energy on this. But why does the title have Egypt in it, but then there's also a second reference to Egypt? It means the India part's got to be the mistake, right?
Yep.
Interesting. I think it's a mistake. Okay, so now the police person referenced in the story works in central India, as in the country. So maybe the person capturing the video works in India, but was traveling through Egypt. Yeah, K-Laugh is concluding the same thing. I was thinking the mistake was that the passenger on the train in Egypt was Indian and went viral on Indian Twitter after being shared by that dude from the Indian Police Service. Okay, let's just go with that so we can move on. Because the best thing that happened throughout that whole ordeal is Sean finding a picture of a horse in clothes. So
It's not looking good.
Losers! Streak is over.
Well, we lost last game, too.
Yeah, the streak is over.
We're at extra 0.
Thank you, chat, for working so hard to figure out one of our filler stories. That was never the intent.
It's important, though. We have to have clarity
Yes.
with our horse news.
Yeah, we go for 1,000% accuracy on the show, which is why coming up we'll tell you how Duncan Sheik got into the new movie, Pinocchio. I'm barely breathing. I can't find the air.
Good moron.
Hauser is here. Good moron to you, Hauser. We're talking about dream vacations because today is National Plan a Vacation Day. I am still being a little bit reserved. Being a lot of bit reserved. Thinking I'll never take another vacation again. But if it happens, I'm excited for it. And Malika says, to be honest, my dream is to visit Raja Ampat, Papua. It's a beautiful place, to be honest. Just to be able to visit at least 3 places on each island in Indonesia would be a dream come true. Yeah, Indonesia has like 17,000 islands. I've read that too. That'd be cool.
Nice.
Good luck. May your dreams come true. All right, it's 6:54. We're late, so let's get to birthdays this day in gaming history. 9:54 out east. It is 2:54 for those watching GMS in the UK. I think I was just saying 52 past the hour, but in the UK it jumped 2 minutes. Could be making that up.
Time zone change.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. 2 minutes earlier. Earthling Gaming, thank you for the host on Twitch. We always appreciate those very, very much. Today, celebrating a birthday, one of our Patreon subscribers, Incantasia, has a birthday today on this January 25th, 2022.
Nice.
Incantasia, one of the first folks on the show who ever played games with us back when we were trying to find Apex Legends thirds. And Incantasia stepped up, and that's where Incantasia got known, to us at least, as Incaritasia. So, to you, Incantasia, on this 25th of January, it's your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Toot toot.
And thank you for being a Patreon subscriber. You too, chat, can become one. Just go to patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. We have a welcome tier that starts at $1, subscriber tier that is less than a Twitch subscription. Find out more at patreon.com/gamingmorningshow. Today, actor Jenifer Lewis is 65 today. An actress, began in Broadway musicals and worked as a backup singer with Bette Midler, appeared in Beaches and Sister Act.
Beach.
I heard they're making a remake or a reboot of Sister Act.
Interesting.
Don't know if that's true. K-Laugh! Is there going to be a sequel or another one? Sister Act reboot, something of that ilk. Today, Mia Kirshner, who's an actress, turns 47.
Nice. She made her feature film debut in 1993 in Cadillac Girls. And this picture was taken at USC.
If we weren't behind the clock, I would go into my expose, my long-form discussion of the movie Cadillac Girls from 1993. Unfortunately, we're just behind the time, so we're going to move on. Actress Christine Lakin turns 41 today.
Nice. She's directed multiple episodes of The Goldbergs.
I've never seen The Goldbergs.
Same.
Okay. But I'm sure Christine did a great job with those that Christine directed. Singer Alicia Keys, 41 today.
Nice. Keys has won 15 Grammy Awards.
Not surprised.
Nope. Not at all.
I mean, I know Alicia also plays the piano, so this sounds punny, and it was not meant to do so, but Alicia Keys has more talent in her fingers than I have in my whole body, but plays the piano really well, so I hope so.
She really plays the piano keys. Keys board. Want to play a game?
Stop it. Next thing I know, Mad Maggie's going to come out with a record. NFL's Patrick Willis is 37. Willis played for a long time, I think, for the San Francisco 49ers. I think is retired. 8-year career, retired after being drafted by the Niners 2007. In fact, played all 8 years. So I was right with the San Francisco 49ers, who play in the NFC Championship game on Sunday. Patrick Willis is not part of that. Patrick retired. I mean, maybe they're going to get Patrick back. I can't guarantee that, but it seems like an odd signing this late in the game. So. Actress Olivia Edward is 15 today.
Nice. She, or her father is TV personality John Edward. Is he the psychic?
Really?
Is he?
I don't know.
That was a question. John Edward. Yep. Author and self-proclaimed psychic medium.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. I remembered something. Good job, me.
2 points.
We've got a drummer birthday.
We have 2 drummer birthdays. The first of which is Mike Birch of River Road, who is 56. And the second of which is Joe Sorois of Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, who is 50 years old.
No, that's not right.
Nope. Good song, though.
So it's definitely, was it ska? That what it was called?
Yep.
They had a song that I think was on the soundtrack for Clueless.
Probably. That'd be the right time. Mm-hmm.
I can hear it as much as one can without being able to translate that from their head to their mouth.
Uh-huh.
Damn it. We'll listen to it in the break.
Nice work.
Today was the birthday of now deceased author Virginia Woolf.
It's also it's Jeff John's 48th birthday. He's a comic book writer. Writes for DC, known for his work in Justice League, Flash, Green Lantern, etc., etc. Happy birthday.
Today's a special this day in gaming history. Okay. 1 year ago, I imagine, because we've only been on for just over a year, we discovered that somebody did something that makes us really excited. This was in 1947. Lawsuit or not lawsuit, just for,
not a lawsuit.
Technical purposes, I guess. It's not a lawsuit. Dumont engineers Thomas T. Goldsmith Jr. and Estel Ray Mann, they filed a patent for the first electronic video game, which was the cathode ray tube amusement device.
All right, everyone get their tube amusement devices.
See, what happened was the players would adjust knobs to direct light beam missiles to hit targets printed on clear overlays.
Love clear overlays.
All right, everyone get their tube amusement devices.
A year later, it doesn't get old.
Nope. Still funny.
What a wonderful name. I don't know why they would ever shrink names. Now we can barely get like 3 letters out of our mouths without saying like, gosh, that name is too long. Where did you purchase your first cathode ray tube amusement device, Sean?
Montgomery Ward.
Xbox 360.
That's a good name, too. 2003, Capcom put out Devil May Cry 2. That was for PlayStation 2, and it cost $49.99. 2 years later, 2005, Take-Two announced that it acquired Visual Concepts Entertainment and Kush Games. Kush, K-U-S-H, for $24 million.
Cushy.
And then 2011, Electronic Arts put out Dead Space 2 for PlayStation 3 and
Xbox 360.
Dead Space.
Those are spooky games.
Yeah, and you said they're
You
coming
would not
back,
like
right?
to watch. Yeah, there's a remake or remaster, something. I've never played them. They looked really, really good, but spooky.
It'll be okay. Just hang out with me. You won't be scared for a moment. It is now 7:03. 20 minutes from now, we'll talk to Jullia Joson of Architecture Daily. We're going to talk about architecture in video games. 8:20 a.m. Pacific time today. We're going to talk to ProjectRuby, creator on Twitch and on YouTube. So stick around. All that stuff is coming up later on in the show. Top of the moron to both Hey It's Brennan _TTV.
Good moron.
And Quiet I'm Gaming. Quiet said, welcome to my TAD talk. Tube amusement
I don't know what it
device.
means, but I like it.
No, tube amusement device. That's what we just did. We talked about our tube amusement devices.
Perfect.
Everyone grab them. It's very important. But saying Quiet's name, I did want to say yesterday it was a lot of fun because yesterday was National Compliment Day, and we shared one of the ones that Quiet had shared with us. Reason to get out of bed in the morning is gaming morning show. So Quiet, that was very kind of you. All of you shared very nice compliments with us, and we appreciated that very much. I hope you all had a tremendously great National Compliment Day. Coming up next hour, we'll talk to Jullia. We'll have sports. We're also talking about your favorite vacation, or at least your dream vacation. So that's coming up as well. Stick with us. It's Gaming Morning Show, and it is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, gamingmorningshow.tv.
Once upon a time, we were both happy. Everything was fine, and suddenly it leave. I was left behind, broken in pieces. Then you'd reappear. Sometimes we all feel a little afraid. We don't put our emotions on display. But I've gotta be strong. And I don't wanna know if you feel it too. Your chances are gone. And I don't need you Try to toe the line, make you wanna stay. Asking myself why you keep going away. Don't want more goodbyes, so I've gotta say that although I've tried, sometimes we all feel a little unsure. We don't really know what we're here for. But I've got to move on. And I don't wanna know if you feel it too. Your chances are gone. And I don't need you
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, today's interview and sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningShow.tv. And follow us on Twitter at WatchGMS. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. Gaming Morning Show continues, and it is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. We are going to talk in 10 minutes from now about architecture and video games with Jullia from ArchitectureDaily. Daily, that's on the way. Next hour, 5 questions GMS with ProjectRuby. Tomorrow, 4:45 p.m. Pacific time, it's GMS After Dark with Look, It's Mike O. Dandy is the guest. We'll talk about Monsters and Friends. You can find all of these shows, including ours, on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. We mentioned Twitter. That is sports.gaming on your left. I am Hefty Goof. That's Bear Bear in the back, if you've never met Bear Bear. And today we've learned so far what a clothes horse is.
Yep. Bear Bear doesn't have Twitter.
Yet.
I don't think.
Someday, but
He
not
says
yet. Really? It's like opposed to having a Twitter?
Twitter's hard when you no thumbs.
True.
So
Yeah, when they used to have like the pressure keyboards where like the claw had hit it, like that would have worked better. But now, because it has to be like the actual physical touch of the pad of your fingertips,
It doesn't work.
we need to get a bear friendly phone, I think. We'll work on that after
get
the
on that.
GMS alarm clocks. So far, we've learned today about tube amusement devices.
All right, everyone get their tube amusement devices.
We've learned that GMS is putting out a couple of alarm clocks. The Bob clock, which wakes you up by saying, "Put it on a pancake," and then gives you some pancakes. The wake up from your nap lunch alarm clock, because we have been accused of convincing people what they're going to eat for the day.
What's for breakfast?
And so the lunch one gives you a slice of pizza. No, I'm so sorry. The lunch one gives you the hamburger, right?
Yes.
And only 2 out of every 7 hamburgers cause food poisoning. So that's a pretty good rate.
That's pretty good.
And then the dinner one we're still trying to figure out. Could be cold pizza, could be hot pizza.
It's pizza, though.
What if
You
it's
know
on
what
a
they
bagel?
say about pizza?
No,
Well, if it was on a bagel, we could have it for the breakfast alarm clock.
that's true. Pizza's on a bagel.
Have it anytime.
Lego pizza.
All right, it is good to see everyone hanging out with us. 7:15 out on the West Coast. Today is National Plan a Vacation Day. So we're asking you, what's your dream vacation? We've had a lot of great answers. Going throughout Indonesia, taking the train through Europe. Trans-Siberian train was also discussed. Was the orchestra on the train? We have to figure that part out. It is good to see Ella here. Ella Izar? Am I saying that correct? It's good to see you this morning. Excited for Julia's appearance coming up.
Top of the moron.
So are we. Kiki Lowe is here as well.
Good moron.
It's good to see you, Kiki. Thanks for hanging out. How is everyone having? Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm pretty okay. Sean, are you having a good day?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Tired, always, but good.
There's a reason you're tired, though, and that's because you put in a lot of work, and that includes Far Cry Episode 19, available today at noon Pacific time. Go to youtube.com/gamingmorningshow and get notifications for when that goes live. KJ is here as well.
Top of the moron.
Says, good moron. I would totally buy the Bob clock.
Yep. I think a lot of people would.
I mean, it makes sense. You're sleeping. You had a long night the night before editing Far Cry 6. And then things are starting to get late, so you nod off. But luckily, you've set the alarm clock ahead of time, because that's important. And just before you are late for whatever you're supposed to be, you hear,
Put it on a pancake.
and jolt out of bed. Doesn't
Pretty good.
hurt.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good clock.
The aroma of the pancakes that would then be presented to you. Okay,
You
not bad.
you'd just be like, ooh, wide awake. Just like that.
It's been an ear show today. Woof, a ride.
Oh, do you want a new alarm clock about playing a game?
No, I don't. We've had too much fun hearing Jigsaw's voice in my head, so
Okay.
pass.
Maybe,
Hard pass.
maybe next time.
All right. Is it not It's not a pineapple pizza, asked Scott Chick. You can have it your
Be
way.
whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. We just supply the vehicle.
Yep.
You get what you want.
Maybe we'd have different models of the alarm clock depending on what toppings you chose.
That would work. Maybe you can mix it up. Maybe we could sell. This is how you keep the revenue stream alive. You could sell ancillary cartridges, and with each extra cartridge, then you get whatever kind of pizza you want. So you could put the pepperoni cartridge in for a while, then go with something else. That's an option.
It's a good option. I like that.
We'll work on it. It's a prototype. It's the tube amusement device of pizza alarm clocks.
Perfect.
Is it? Is it perfect?
No. But it's fun.
We're working on it. Man, last checkpoint is here. Good morning to you.
Top of the moron.
It's good to see you. Kiki Lo says, my dream vacation is happening in April. I just want to see the world with super. And then said blah.
Blah.
Why the blah?
Blah.
I mean, I want to see the world with super. Speaking of Superphonic, coming up on the 5th of February is a Superphonic stream, so get ready for that.
It's going to be good. I have a good feeling about this one.
Oh, you can never be too mushy. Kiki says the blah equals the puke sound from being too mushy. Talking about her fiance. See, Downs is saying that Downs is like 2 of the 7 days with the hamburger food poisoning guaranteed from the GMS afternoon wake up from your nap alarm clock would happen on the weekend to Downs.
At least you
So that would be pukey.
wouldn't have to be out sick from work. That'd be a not very exciting weekend.
I was gonna say, is that a good thing?
It has its ups and downs.
Get it? I am JF ups and downs. Oh, thank goodness the Scott chick about no pineapple on pizza. Man, why is pineapple on pizza so disliked?
I don't know. It's fine. I like pineapple from time to time. I'm not a huge fan of the traditional like Hawaiian pizza, pineapple and Canadian bacon. I prefer my pineapple with pepperoni.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is like I don't think it's in that version you just shared with Canadian bacon and pineapple. I don't think it's the pineapple's fault.
No.
I just don't like Canadian bacon. Well, I don't dislike it. I don't prefer it. Because here's the deal, is like, especially when the Canadian bacon is in the big, full slices, they always are almost impossible to bite through.
It just takes half the toppings with it.
Exactly, and then you lose all the cheese and the coverage, and it's just not a good thing. Nice shot. Get in there. Dungeon Meowster KJ says, Dream Vacay. 1 year traveling through Iceland, Scotland, Ireland, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Germany, Luxembourg, and Switzerland.
Nice.
I mean, KJ, if you need some time to think about it, that seems like a very specific itinerary. I love it. KJ's dreamed before. Well, and that's the cool thing is I am, like, designed, I am practiced in the ability to travel what some would consider long distances. You know, oh, that drive is 2 whole hours. I don't want to make it. But growing up in Montana, which is the 4th biggest state in the United States, you know, you're set for that because you would drive 5 hours on a weekend just to get somewhere.
Just to go grocery shopping.
in the snow, uphill both ways. So yeah, I'm equipped. Like I could do that travel in a car. That'd be great. And I don't know. Like I assume the train is probably easier in other parts of the world.
That was our teammate. There it was playing goalie. Watch this. That wasn't you, right? And was it you or him? I can't tell. I think it was him.
I mean,
I was playing goalie, and someone swooped in and hit it over me.
I mean, that might have been me. Yeah, I was trying to hit it across, so, but I didn't think I'd tap it over your head. Didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Ruined everything.
Pineapple and pepperoni pizza is top. Wow, it's tops for Checkpoint.
It's because it's yummy.
I mean, it's really good. I mean, I can think of other combinations I like better, but I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't deserve
I just want pizza.
Well, of course you do. We always want pizza. I mean, listen, we've gone through this many, many times before, being brothers-in-law and living 4 minutes from each other. What do you want for dinner? Comes up quite a bit. Often from the wives. And my immediate answer is pizza. To which usually I get from one of the wives, not pizza again. I mean, I'm not telling mistruths, am I?
Nope. And yet they keep asking us what we want for pizza or what we want for dinner.
What we
It's
want
always
for pizza.
What we want for pizza. Yes.
Don't you ever get sick of pizza? No.
No. Sure don't.
Especially when it's on a bagel. Oh, I was gonna say I thought I had a good chance to tap that back to you. It was gonna look like a 2-on-1 break in basketball. I was very excited
That would've been
about
great.
that one. Well, the problem is we have 30 seconds left, and we have Jullia coming up, so we have to kind of throw. So don't score.
Or score twice.
We would love to win this game because our streak is still alive, but only for being timely for Jullia. We're not going to. Oh no, I missed. Don't let them score though. That takes extra time. No! It's fine. Earthling says, "Oh my gosh, now I need a Hawaiian pizza so bad." Oh no, we did it again, Sean. How's this happen all the time?
You can't have pizza till dinner time.
The alarm clock said so. All right. Well, we lost, and that's unfortunate, but that's okay because we did it for the interview. We are going to talk architecture in video games with Jullia from Architecture Daily next on Gaming Morning Show. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thanks for being along with us. It is the Tuesday show, and we are happy to welcome Jullia Joson into the show. Jullia is an intern for Architecture Daily, and I found a piece that you had written called How Video Game Architecture is Speaking to You. Chat, we're going to share that with you and give you more details into what Jullia wrote. So I think what I'd like to do, if you wouldn't mind, is let's first start with just kind of what prompted you to write this story. Why was this of interest to you?
Yeah, so I was really interested just in the concept of basically video game architecture because I myself I'm an architecture student and I also enjoy games like video games and such. So I thought what better way for me to explore both of those avenues by combining them together. And yeah, like I don't know because right now I'm currently in the process of writing my thesis for university. And in there, I basically want to talk about virtual worlds and virtual realities and video game architecture and how that is kind of becoming the future almost, especially in this post-pandemic world. And I just really wanted to kind of hone in a bit on that and find a way for me to have both of my interests kind of integrate and hopefully reach an audience, beyond people who are interested, just in architecture alone. Because it's kind of like with the people I know in real life. They're all gamers. They don't really know architecture, but from reading the article, it's like our two worlds were able to collide and merge. So that was pretty interesting.
This is interesting to me because I'm one of the type of gamers who likes the social aspect of gaming, right? So I play a lot of multiplayer games, mostly battle royale type things with friends. But Sean, Sports.Gaming, who we call our hashtag video game expert on the show, always talks to me about there are different kinds of gamers, including those who just like the completionist side of things. And a lot of those worlds where you're finishing a game from front to back, a Spider-Man or a Zelda, right? They have landscapes that like just blow my mind, and the discovery that people have to do within them kind of blows my mind. And so the question I have for you about that is, you look at virtual worlds, right? How is architecture design used to kind of influence the way that people move when they're journeying through, through these places as a player?
As a player. Yeah. So yeah, like in my article, I touched that the four kind of like secret languages almost that architects and designers use are the four things that I mentioned, which is space, construction, materiality, and light. And like you said, in these open world like RPG games, like myself included, I don't know if anyone else in chat or anyone plays it, but I play Genshin Impact, and it's basically like like Breath of the Wild, almost that vibe of just like this open world aspect. And as we traverse through these lands as a player, there's so many things around us that refer to the lore of what is happening in that environment, what is happening in the world that you're in. And as you go to interact with the buildings, with the architecture, with the structures that are around, the story and the lore itself just continue to become unveiled, and you reveal more of the story of yourself just by purely walking around, almost. And yeah, like almost as well, like what I was saying in the space section, as gamers, I'm sure that we all know what it's like to go into, going from small corridors and going through kind of almost puzzle-like labyrinths to then being exposed to something that's really, like a big boss room. And you know that something's going to happen because the space indicates, that. And for us as, as gamers, that is our prompt to know that, oh, like I have to prepare myself for this. And just everything around us, like we don't realize it as gamers as we're there, but every decision that has been made by the designers is there, and has been designed for our use. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but something
It
around that.
absolutely does. And you mentioned those four things. They're kind of the sub-headlines of the article, how video game architecture is speaking to you. Jullia Joson is our guest on Gaming Morning Show from Architecture Daily. And the one that kind of stood out to me, and I don't know how much of this is a design term, how much of this is an architecture term, is materiality, right? Because me, as a layman, didn't understand that necessarily. So you mentioned that game designers use material to evoke feeling. So what is materiality, and share with us how that kind of affects feelings when you're playing a game?
So materiality is essentially just I don't know what better way to explain it, but it's just like the materials basically that are used within architecture. Like in different, and you can kind of understand the context of areas that you're in based on the materiality of the buildings. So I know that here, like I'm from the UK, and in England, we love our brick houses. Like that's how you can tell that something's from Britain. The way that you can just see from the exterior of the building that it's just pure like raw brick. But I know that in places in the US, it's very much different architecture there, and you can tell where you are based on the materiality that is being used. So I guess like in the way that it affects gameplay, I kind of touched on this game Portal, and I myself didn't actually play it myself. I just did some research, but my brother played it, and he said that, like, oh, Julia, like, you're right. As I was going through the game, and as the things that were supposed to be very shiny and clean and professional, as you continue to play the game and everything becomes, more kind of rotten and like very like as that kind of vibe where you just know that you're not supposed to be in this place anymore. He just said that in that way it just sort of brings that sense of discomfort. And it's really interesting how simply changing the environment that you're in and the materiality that surrounds you can just completely change the vibe of the game, and the vibe that you experience as a player as well. So I think that that's a good way to kind of describe it almost.
It is, and you've had a lot of support joining us this morning in our chat. One of our regulars is Chris M.E. and says, I know a boss arena when I see one. And Elazar says, haha, facts. You got to know, got to prep for the biggest boss battle. And yeah, I will say, as few of those like single player games as I've played, I know exactly that feeling when you kind of look around, you're like, wait a second, something's about to happen. It is absolutely true. We've shared the article. We wish you the best of luck, not only obviously through writing for Architecture Daily, but of course completing your degree. If anyone wants to keep tabs on your journey, some of your writing, what are some of the best ways to do so?
Well, yeah, you can just follow me straight on ArchDaily. So it would be archdaily.com/author/Julia-Joson. I can put that in the chat somewhere. Or
We
someone
actually
can.
we
I
have
don't know.
that for you. We got your
Oh,
back.
do
So it's in
you?
there. That's the best way. So click. That is the author page for
Nice.
Julia on Architecture Daily. Julia, Joson, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And if you ever do anything else related to video games, always reach out. We'd love to have you back.
Of course, that's what I definitely plan to do and bring to ArchDaily. Bring that little video game aspect to the architecture that they're writing about. So yeah, hopefully. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really helpful to read. And like I said, I mean, you look at these places, you look at these spaces in architecture, and wow, I mean, magnificent. We showed some of those pictures that Julia shared in the article. We shared some of those as you looked at the piece that's on Architecture Daily. And wow, I mean, magnificent, beautiful, right? And that is the part that I think love the most is I have no good way to describe things like art and architecture. It's not a strength of mine. But what I do know is like I can sit there and look back at something and be in awe. And those pictures that were being shared in the article are perfect examples. And so it describes space, it describes like I said, materiality. And that was really helpful for Julia to explain to me, and I hope it was for you too, to understand some of those aspects and how they help with the journeys and the feelings. So Java, thank you so much for stopping by Gaming Morning Show and being here for the interview as well. Elazar, as I mentioned, thank you so much. Jai, thank you so much for being here. A couple mentions of Genshin Impact. Malty was here as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are a morning radio show that plays games, and one of our favorite things to do is have guests on the show. In fact, coming up today at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to talk to ProjectRuby, who's on YouTube, on Twitch, also has a podcast, a whole bunch of other things, and we'll talk more about them coming up at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time on Gaming Morning Show. If you would like to, our topic of the day is National Plan for Vacation Day. So we're asking you, what is your dream vacation? And so if you have an answer to that, we would love to know, especially given the fact that I assume many of you might have an interest in architecture. Is there like an architecture-based dream vacation to take where you could see things that maybe you wouldn't otherwise see? I can't find it, but somebody I think said something along the lines of definitely not somebody who's supposed to be paying attention in class watching this show, which is great. Malika says, Julia, someone working in a web I visit almost daily, not on a school break, though. That might have been Malika, as I saw. So Malika was here for the interview and was interested in the topic of architecture. Yeah, just go to the author page. We have that shared for Julia, and you can follow along with all the articles that are written for Architecture Daily. Julia here, thanks so much for having me on, and thank you for all the support. I love what you all are doing here. And this is what's cool about video games, right? It is very easy for somebody to say, video games, that is a waste of time, right? But as we've seen through interviews like this, when you expand on the idea that video games are more than just a waste of time, and you critically think about all that they bring. For me, I got back into video gaming because I was having a tough time coping with the mental side of the pandemic, right? It brought me a way to find some social extroversion on the internet. With Julia's interview, appreciating the lengths that people go to for design. I mean, looking at a video game landscape or looking at a video game building or the way that a level is designed, right? That is similar to the idea about, I appreciated this Disney movie or an animated movie, right? Because could you believe that they had this picturesque landscape, right? So there's a whole bunch of aspects of it. We've even talked about how video games can help in the world of remote learning. We had that interview a couple of weeks ago. So we'll add Julia's interview to the interview playlist on our YouTube page. Please go and subscribe. Thank you so much for all of the follows for those watching on Twitch. JavaScript, thank you so much. Jewel, Malty, Elazar, Jai, thank you so much for doing that. We are on Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. But if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, we'll have Julia's interview on later today. Last week, we talked about the game Dogs Organized Neatly with Simone, who is one of the co-founders of the studio who made that. That was our last interview. We played 5 Questions GMS, which is more of a nonsensical game that we play. We played it yesterday with Smolecule. And so we talked a lot about mental health in that interview. So there's a lot of fun ways to get connected with people, and we appreciate your time on Gaming Morning Show. Thank you so much for being here. I am Hefty Goof. Coming up, we have sports in just a little bit. We also will tell you a story about Pinocchio, which is a new trailer. I think the trailer itself launched yesterday, so it was kind of a debut of such. Java says, you guys bring such a chill vibe. Love it. That's very kind of you to say. In fact, yesterday was National Compliment Day, so we had fun with that for sure. Everyone was very kind. Hi, fellow architecture student. Here says Malika, hitting your post on ArchDaily. Gotta read it later. Yes, please do. And if you did not bookmark that link, please do so. We have it right there. It was a very fun read, and I like the pictures that went with it too. K-Laf says, it's neat to think about architecture in worlds where physics don't have to follow the rules of our universe. Brendan said, I don't know about Dream Vacation, but my husband and I are definitely ready to take our honeymoon. Get out of here, Omicron. I didn't realize, Brendan, that you hadn't been able to take your honeymoon yet. Wow. Yeah, listen, I know that Kiki Lowe is getting married in April and talked about the Dream Vacation being coming over to the States for the honeymoon. So hopefully everyone's able to travel as safely as possible, as soon as possible. Elazar, that was brilliant. Thank you so much, Julia. Absolutely agree. And then Chris M.E. said, Julia's use of Portal as an example was great too. They accomplished so much in terms of storytelling just with the setting. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Today is National Florida Day. It is National Irish Coffee Day. It is National Opposite Day. It is also a room for one's own day. So I never had to share a room with a sibling or anything like that. I was very privileged to have my own spot for the vast majority of time growing up. But I will tell you that it has been interesting sleeping on the bottom bunk of my son's bedroom because we have COVID in the house right now. And so far, my son and I have tested negative. The other 2 in the household have not. So we have been trying to stay separate just in case there's, for some reason, that I myself do not have it. And so sleeping on the bottom bunk of your kindergarten-age son is interesting. He keeps trying to sneak down and cuddle. And I'm like, yeah, this is the reason that I like having a room of my own. So that story, or National Day of the Day, rather, is today. We also learned in the first hour that today was the day that the tube amusement device was created.
All right, everyone get their tube amusement devices.
This day in gaming history, 1947, Dumont engineers Thomas T. Goldsmith Jr. and Estel Ray Mann file for a patent on the first electronic video game, the cathode ray tube amusement device. And you adjusted knobs to direct light beam missiles to hit different targets. That was the way that thing worked back in 1947. I just had to laugh because we've been on the air for just a little bit over a year. And we had that voice line from Bob. Bob learned about the tube amusement device about a year ago today. And every time I hear that line, it makes me laugh. So Pinocchio, that's on the way. We'll also do the Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews coming up next hour on this edition of Gaming Morning Show. Julia says, bye, Malika. Thank you again. Malika, we didn't have any socials to promote, but be sure to just bookmark Julia's page on Architecture Daily, and that is the best way to keep tabs with Julia and all the writing. So that was a lot of fun. Project Ruby comes your way at 8:20 a.m. Pacific time today. We're going to talk about a couple of the series that Project Ruby has going on, whether on their Twitch channel or on their YouTube channel as well. Yeah, my dream vacation, I kind of got an opportunity to do a lot of it, but I'd like to do more of it, is just have a sports-related trip. We did about 7 baseball parks in 8 days. Gosh, this was probably 10 years ago at this stage. And it was really fun. We went to an East Coast swing because you have to plan them based on where games are going to be, day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. And so we started in Pittsburgh. We went to Philadelphia, and then Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Boston, and New York City. We went to New York City, then Boston. And it was really, really fun. The PNC Park in Pittsburgh and Camden Yards in Baltimore were probably 2 of my favorite baseball stadiums. And, this is, I think, architecture adjacent, I guess, while we're on the topic of what Julia discussed. One of my favorite things to do is be in stadiums when they're empty, especially big football stadiums, because stadiums for, the NFL and college football, those will total in the 70s up to, 110,000 people. And so one time I was moving a friend of mine from Idaho to Massachusetts, and we happened to have to go through Lincoln, Nebraska. And so we had a chance to stop into Memorial Stadium, which is where the Nebraska Cornhuskers play. And this thing was awesome. It's huge, and it was empty. And it's just something about being in that space with kind of vast emptiness in a thing that's supposed to be obviously designed for, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of fans. It's really remarkable to me. And I've worked in sports where you get to a stadium before a game early enough where it's empty. It's filled with all the fans, doing what you would do during a game, the noise and the cheering and all that stuff. And then you're there late enough where you're cleaning up. And it really is a cool deal. I actually saw some people tweeting about that over the course of last weekend because it was the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And those are exciting times because those games, there's 4 of them as opposed to just 2 like there will be this weekend. And Lambeau Field was where the Packers lost. In fact, 3 of the 4 home teams lost anyway. And the person was talking about how it is really neat to be in a stadium late at night, except if you're on deadline and you have to get your piece written before newspapers go to print, and your car gets locked in the parking garage, which has apparently happened to somebody before. So I thought that was interesting. Chris M.E. says, our new friend Rob Kovacs has a channel point redemption for Tube Solo. I don't know what that is. What is Tube Solo? Even KJ says, yes, that Tube Solo is pretty okay. What is Tube Solo? Interesting. Hauser says, yes, 85,000. Yeah, some of these stadiums. I think Beaver Stadium, where Penn State plays, and the Horseshoe, where Ohio State plays, are some of the biggest stadiums. The Big House, University of Michigan. These are some of the stadiums that are of the largest in size. But even the 2 stadiums that the Oregon Pac-12 schools have, Reser Stadium, which is in Corvallis, Oregon State, and Autzen Stadium, which is in Eugene, since I'm out in the PNW. Even those stadiums that hold in the 50s or upper 60s, they're really remarkable. Just to be in there. I mean, I don't get it, I think, is probably the biggest thing. I don't get how these things stand. You know what else marvels me? This is almost a lot like, was it the Insane Clown Posse who has that line in that one song about magnets? Magnets. How did those work? Bridges. I can't believe that bridges work. There are some cool bridges in Eastern Washington I've been on. There was an architecture disaster called the Galloping Gertie, which is part of what connects, I think, the west part of Seattle, or like the Seattle-Tacoma area, with some of the spaces out there. And this bridge, known as Galloping Gertie, would teeter so much in the wind that it eventually collapsed, and now it's been replaced with another one. But it's a big suspension bridge that just has these huge, I don't know if you call them columns or what, but they are just magnificent. So every time I drive over a bridge, especially a bridge that is suspended over like a gigantic ravine, I'm just mesmerized. Yeah, bridges give me the ICP line of bridges. How do those work? Chris, I'd like to do a baseball trip one day, but my favorite place to visit is Hawaii. Yeah, I haven't been to Hawaii in 15 years, and I would like to go back. Chris, he takes a cardboard tube and plays it whenever he's playing. So not a cathode tube, but a cardboard tube. Fair enough. I used to do that. When you'd have, like, gift wrap, and then you'd use the last thing of gift wrap, or even, like, toilet paper rolls. That works. You can make some pretty awesome jams using just a toilet paper roll. Mike O plays the didgeridoo. That's kind of, in a way, a tube. We even learned about that one type of horn that was used in the Ricola commercials. Oh my gosh. Keith is here. Good morning to you, Keith. It's good to see you on Gaming Morning Show.
Top of the moron!
Yes, if you go to the YouTube page, we'll have the interview with Jullia coming up. We'll also have the 5 questions interview with ProjectRuby on there later today. So be sure to check that out. YouTube.com/Gaming Morning Show. Downs goes, my tube was exclusively a sword. Yeah, those old paper tubes, never by Downs was used as a musical instrument. It was always a sword. Never fails. Chris, yeah, it's probably a gift wrap tube. Keith Anthony, binoculars with toilet paper tubes. Fair enough. KJ says, also an Into the Deep, off-the-grid style adventure vacation in Alaska would be fun. So I only have 4 states left to get to in the U.S., and one of them is Alaska. And I would be very, very interested in doing the Alaska-style cruise up there, because I've always wanted to do a cruise. I've also always wanted to do, a trip to Alaska, so I think that would be kind of a good hybrid. Brandon is doing a didgeridoo impression. Bob can do one too.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Not bad, Bob. Nice work. It's now 7:51 West Coast time. It is 10:51 out on the East. It is 3:51 for those watching GMS in the UK. Doodle-doo. If you are here in 4 minutes from now, we are going to have an announcement for Name of the Month. It is happening. Chat, if I try to go to the 8 o'clock break without sharing this announcement, I need you to stop me dead in my tracks, please. I beg of you. Because last time we had one of these, I went straight to the 8 o'clock, got into the final hour crew, never looked back, and forgot to tell you about our new show, which happens to be GMS Weekend Edition. Sundays, 7 a.m. Pacific time. You can find it, a 1-hour show. It's Chris, Emmy, and Austin Attack with panelists joining them to look at the last week of gaming headlines and gaming morning show moments. Plus, as we referenced Rob Kovacs earlier, we learn about what content our panelists are enjoying. Be on our Twitter at the end of the show, and we will share last week's content discovery. So you can find that on our Twitter at WatchGMS. Okay, it's 7:52. It's time for sports! And yesterday, your Calgary Flames were magnificent. The Calgary Flames demolished the St. Louis Blues, who, it's worth mentioning, have won a Stanley Cup in the last 5 years. The Flames were cracked and scored 7 goals for a 7-1 win over the Blues at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. By the way, that would be also something I'd like to do. Is I'd like to do a hockey trip through Canada. You could start in Vancouver, which I've been to GM Place. Very cool building. Vancouver, British Columbia is a very cool city. And you could start there, watch a game, and then find a way to get to Calgary and Edmonton, watch 2 games in Alberta, and then fly working your way east to Winnipeg, and then you could eventually get to Toronto and Montreal. It'd be super cool. Yeah, I'd love to do something like that, especially if you could find, some overlap. The Blue Jays would have to be playing either in the playoffs, or the Canadian hockey teams would have to be playing in the playoffs to get a chance to watch some baseball at the same time. But that would be pretty okay. So that's the only game that I have to share about your teams. Meanwhile, the Rangers beat the Los Angeles Kings 3-2 in a shootout yesterday. Sorry to Chris and me. Today, your Los Angeles Lakers go to Brooklyn to face the Nets. The Nashville Predators are at your Seattle Kraken. And your Minnesota Timberwolves take on your Portland Trailblazers. I don't know how that works, but it does. What else is going on in sports? Now, we mentioned the NFC AFC Championship game. It's coming up this weekend. Major League Baseball players removed the first of 3 major obstacles to a labor contract, according to the Associated Press. They have withdrawn their proposal for more liberalized free agency. They met face-to-face on Monday for the first time since the management lockout began on December 1st. So that's a little bit of an update on what's going on with the labor dispute in baseball. Auburn is your number 1 men's basketball team. Auburn climbed past Gonzaga in the latest AP Top 25 poll. Vanessa Nygaard has been named the head coach of the Phoenix Mercury. In WNBA news, replaces Sandy Brondello, who didn't have her contract renewed last month after 8 seasons and taking the Mercury to last year's WNBA Finals. Those are all Associated Press stories. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. I'm good with that. Keith Anthony lets us know WWE Royal Rumble is this weekend. Is it really? I was searching Twitter yesterday, and I saw that Ronda Rousey was mentioned. Apparently, Ronda might be a sleeper to be involved in the Royal Rumble, and that made me go back through clips of Ronda Rousey when fighting for UFC, because it's been so long that I forgot just how cracked Ronda was. In Houston, Texas. Great. Good luck getting tickets in Toronto and Montreal. It would have to be, super well planned out to have the chance to go. All right, Chris M.E. asked Keith how he's doing. A little bored, 2 weeks vacation, spend time with my wife. We both work retail jobs, so don't get much time together, but unfortunately tested positive for COVID, so she's 3 days into isolation. I'm actually going through the same thing, Keith, so I feel you there. Everyone be as safe as you can. Be as safe as you can, and hopefully soon, Brendan.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And Brendan's didgeridoo, akin to Bob's didgeridoo, will have a chance to take the honeymoon. So, the homeland of the Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve. I didn't know they were both from Houston. That's news to me. Bob's is better, and neither are as good as Mike O's. So, we do wish we had Mike today. Mike will be back tomorrow and Thursday, though. So excited about that. All right, we'll tell you about Pinocchio, which is a new trailer that debuted yesterday. That trailer featured one Duncan Sheik. If you don't know what we're talking about, go to our YouTube page, find our oldest YouTube video when I mistaked Duncan Sheik's name to be closer to Ewan McGregor's name. So we'll tell you about that coming up. Also, next hour, we may revisit a story that frustrated the heck out of us in the first hour about a horse that ran through a narrow gap between Egyptian trains in a viral video. All right. I mentioned that there is a Name of the Month contest that we want to share with you. If you go to our Twitter, in about a couple minutes, we'll post how to be involved in this contest. But as you know, our GMS Name of the Morning.
Hashtag GMS Name of the Morning.
Happens every single show. It's where we pick just one game that is out today based solely on its name to be our Name of the Morning. And then every month, we'd like to give away a Name of the Month. However, due to an error with fulfillment, we haven't done that since June 2020 or 2021, and even then, we didn't give away that game until like October or something. So, needless to say, we are behind. We still have to give July, August, September, October, November of 2021 away. Plus, in the month of January, announce the December 2021 winner for Name of the Month. And again, every time we do this, we give you a chance to win the Name of the Month, as our gift to you, if you will. So, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can actually get double entries into any of our contests, and that will be the case for this one already. But what we can tell you is that we are going to be giving away our Name of the Month in an epic fulfillment appreciation Name of the Month giveaway. We're very excited about this. I think I can throw it on the screen. Hopefully that is the case. Nope, that's a car. Ooh, this was really cool. This is a car that somebody made for somebody as a Halloween costume, Cruella de Vil. That is an old story and not something that I can share with you right now because I don't have any information about it. So instead, I'm going to take this, go here, and hit paste. Oh yeah, this is going to work much better. Look at that. Yeah, so we have a giveaway. We owe you at least 5 GMS Name of the Month games. So what we are going to do in the next week is we are going to give them all out at the same time on February 3rd as part of Gaming Morning Show. What you need to do is go to our Twitter, follow WatchGMS. If you've already followed, that counts. Like the tweet that we just posted and pinned to our profile. And then what we want you to do is tweet your favorite game, just your favorite game of all time, using hashtag GMS giveaway and @WatchGMS. And then on February 3rd, what we are going to do is we are actually going to give away those games. Finally. Yes. Long time coming. We finally give away all of these games as part of our fulfillment appreciation giveaway. So we're very excited about it. Here's more details right there on your screen. Fulfillment appreciation Name of the Month giveaway. It runs January 25th to February 2nd as part of Gaming Morning Show's Fulfillment Appreciation Name of the Month giveaway. We appreciate you, Fulfillment. I mean, there's over $60 in prior GMS Name of the Month winners to give away. So we have a lot of work to do. We'll also announce on February 3rd our December Name of the Month for 2021. We're just slightly behind. Thank you, Fulfillment. We appreciate you. I am JF Down says that you don't need to do it for like a year. Maybe that's secretly part of our plan, more or less. All right, next hour, we'll talk to ProjectRuby in 5 Questions GMS. We're excited about that one. Thank you, Jullia, Joson, for joining us from Architecture Daily, and everyone who came over for that interview. Go to youtube.com/Gaming Morning Show to see it later, and we'll be back with more Gaming Morning Show, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv.
Remember you
this chance for one last dance with my shaking hands. I can barely stand. Did I do too much? Did I push you away? I was in a rush, I'm sorry. And I know that you'll forget. I wake up in the night in a cold sweat to face it. Is it over for us now before it began? I know it's crazy, but in my mind I had plans. I had plans. Did I lose this chance for one last dance with my shaking hands? I can barely ask. We got runaway plans. Baby, where do you wanna go? I'm scared too, you know, but I'll never let go.
All right, let's gather round to read the Moose Book. There was a mooster in Worcester. There's a moose loose about the hoose. Shake it loose in your hoose, that moose. I would call it a truce with the moose, maybe spruce up the hoose. Dr. Seuss writing about the hoose in which the moose shook loose an overused spruce. The moose that encountered a truck's caboose is the moose named Bruce. I'm loose, said the moose, Bruce, as he threw up a deuce. Fun fact, Bruce the moose actually starred in Footloose. Snitches get stitches like mooses get looses. Obtuse rubber goose, green moose, guava juices. Goose and moose called a truce over being loose around Bruce. A moose nuisance is a moosance. You better write about the moose, no excuse. You're welcome.
With my shaking hands, I can barely ask. We got runaway plans. Baby, where do you wanna go? I'm scared too, you know, but I'll never let go.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, we play 5 questions and GMS, Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay, and the clip of the day. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. Time for hour number 3, right now.
Morning, gamer. Thanks for being here. Gaming Morning Show continues. It is Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. Thank you so much for being here. Wherever you may be, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at GamingMorningshow.tv. Right here. You can see it. It's happening. Fulfillment Appreciation, GMS, Name of the Month giveaway runs from today till February 2nd. Go to our Twitter feed, and you can enter by following the simple instructions on our pinned tweet. And on February 3rd, we'll not only give away over $60 in prior GMS Name of the Month games, but we will also name our December 2021 Name of the Month and give that away as well. So thank you for everyone who's been extremely patient getting ready for our Name of the Month giveaway. And then tune in, as coming up tomorrow, it's GMS After Dark, 4:45 p.m. Pacific time with Look It's Mike O. It's a weekly show, and this week Dandy will join Look It's Mike O for an episode of Monsters and Friends. ProjectRuby coming up in about 10 minutes from now. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and enjoying the Moose Book during the break.
Welcome in, Final Hour crew.
The Final Hour crew is here. It's good to see everyone.
A warm welcome for our Final Hour crew ambassador. Hey, it's Brendan_TTV.
Hey, it's Brendan says, I just realized that kind of sounds like the Fairly Odd Parents theme. I don't know what that is, but it comes up all the time in kpolson.com's This Day in Gaming History. So I have at least some familiarity with said Fairly Odd Parents. Quiet I Am Gaming is here as well. It's not the theme? I don't know. No clue. Keith Anthony, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I am JF Downs. Kalaf has been with us throughout the course of the morning.
A warm welcome to our official head of research and development, Kalaf.
Thank you so much for being here. We have had a lot of fun. Chris and me, Ambassador, the Final Hour crew is here.
Hello, FHC.
Dungeon Meowster KJ has been with us. I am JF Downs, as I mentioned. A whole bunch of great folks. Hauser checked in during the sports segment. Malika had to be here and then leave, and then we met a whole bunch of great new friends during the course of our interview with Jullia, Joson of Architecture Daily. And again, you can find the article. That's not the right one. You can find the article by going to those links right there. Nailed it. First try. All right, coming up this hour, we are going to tell you about a horse that narrowly missed being hit by some Egyptian trains. That story is coming up. It is National Florida Day. It is National Irish Coffee Day, National Opposite Day, and a Room of One's Own Day as well. Very exciting. National Plan for Vacation Day is today as well. What's your dream vacation? You're very excited about that. Quiet says, yeah, the line you did was right before the chocolate shake part. Is it really? Could you imagine if accidentally we totally stole something from another thing? That'd be a disaster. We're going to tell you about this Pinocchio trailer, too. If you haven't already found it, if you go to our YouTube page and you go to the oldest video that's there, we had a moment early on in GMS's history where I was trying to remember the name of the person who sings the song, I Am Barely Breathing, and I Can't Find the Air. And I swore that I was right, that the person's name sounded a lot like Ewan McGregor's, the person who has been in like Moulin Rouge and Star Wars and a whole bunch of other movies, right? I swore I was right. And so before we had Kalaf, Sean was the one who was checking all the facts on the show. And he goes, I don't know if this is the same person, but I have Duncan Sheik singing the song I Am Barely Breathing. And I go, yep, that's it. So I had managed some way, somehow to confuse Duncan Sheik with Ewan McGregor, and I still don't know to this day how that was possible. So, yeah. It was a great clip, though, and it's on our YouTube. I think it is the oldest clip that we have on our entire YouTube page. So if you literally go and sort by oldest video, you'll find it. But, yeah, I've heard that song lots. I may have been during, like, my initial radio music radio days that I probably even played Duncan Sheik. So I'm surprised that I didn't remember that name. Remember some of the lyrics, though. Barely breathing is a splendid thing. All you need is barely breathing. We could be barely breathing. We can't do that. I didn't necessarily love Moulin Rouge. My wife absolutely loved that movie. And so we did spend a lot of time in the car listening to that soundtrack. And so by default, of course, I picked up the Ewan McGregor parts. I can't sing very well, although yesterday on this very same program, we discovered that I might have a falsetto. So I was pleased with that. But singing still seems fairly amateurish. Amateur. I'm not very good at it. I'll never be a professional. Checks out.
Please pay your hosts with plenty of voice flattery.
Brennan says, oh yes. The barely breathing medley. Oh, I remember like it was yesterday. Chat. Sean was supposed to be able to rejoin us, not going to be able to. So if you would be so kind as today somewhere in Discord, if you would please say goodbye to Sean. Because we would have said goodbye to Sean. We would have said goodbye to Bear Bear. But Sean was unexpectedly not able to return. So Sean will be back tomorrow. Mike O will be on tomorrow as well. Chris, I mean, you sing a lot. That's all that matters. I think that is one of the things that I've learned most about myself through the context of this show and through being involved with others' shows, is learning just how much I sing. Honestly, just playing games with more people who didn't know me before the pandemic, maybe that's a better way to describe it. That I've learned more about how I sing a lot because of those instances. So, yeah. Interesting. Goodbye, Sean. Thank you, Brendan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think still the baseball trip is the way to go. And it's interesting, too, because we did that trip, like I said, 7 baseball parks in 8 days, and then we snuck into the NFL draft when it was still at Radio City Music Hall. Snuck in's not the right word. We didn't go having tickets, having the ability to get into it, but we still managed to get our way into the NFL draft. It was not by sneaking in, but it was by working really hard to attend. And that was a lot of fun. And it wasn't stressful to organize. I mean, we're looking at plane tickets and bus and train tickets between cities, and obviously figuring out game tickets and places to stay. And so there were a lot of moving parts. But what I remember most about organizing that thing is it wasn't too stressful for me to do. But when I got back from that trip and I would tell people about it, I got a lot of replies from people saying, oh, I would love to do something like that, but it seems too complex. And so one thing that we might end up doing, probably not GMS related, although it could be, is doing trips to baseball parks. Or like you could have a weekend where you do a college football game on a Saturday, and then an NFL game on a Sunday, and then a hockey game on a Monday, and then a NBA game on a Tuesday. Like there's ways that the schedules will align for something like that. And you could make a trip that harnesses kind of the power of group pricing, which would be kind of neat. So I'd like to see some more of those go off the ground, just because if the biggest, barrier for those who have like the financial means to do it is just the intimidation of doing the trip. Like I'd love to be able to help out with that. And then furthermore, if we can, create scholarships or ways for people who don't have the means to go, that would be even better. So I'd really enjoy that. Good moron to you, Project Ruby. It's good to see you. Thanks for being in our chat.
Good moron.
Project Ruby and the 5 questions game coming up in 2 minutes or more from now. Chris and me, see, the last ended around when we started to get to know each other. Oh yeah, so Brendan had said, I wish I'd known y'all better during Twitch Sings. I also wish I'd had a chance to participate in Twitch Sings. I just really enjoy karaoke. I also enjoy going to karaoke with people who enjoy karaoke. And I also get, Miss Theo talks to me about this all the time, how sometimes karaoke can be less fun when you actually can sing. And I could get that. Finally opened up. 44 seconds, Project Ruby, and hopefully we'll be able to start on time. Looking forward to it. 5 questions is my favorite thing to do. We had Smolecule on yesterday to play 5 questions, and if you missed it, be sure to go to our YouTube page and subscribe. We certainly appreciate everyone who's been able to do that over the course of the, last year or so that we've done it. We have a Best of the Week video from last week. You can watch all the past archive shows of this program, debuting in about 25 minutes from now. Our content discovery segment from last weekend's debut episode of GMS Weekend Edition. We'll have the interview with Jullia Joson coming up later today. So a whole bunch of good stuff on our YouTube page. Be sure to like youtube.com/subscribe to our YouTube page. I don't mind doing karaoke with people who can sing. I can sing, says Brendan. I just don't like doing it with people that take it too seriously like it's an audition. Yes, I can understand that. Yeah, I like karaoke even when like the amount of beverages don't matter. Like I just like, even my kids like to do karaoke like in the living room. So it is super fun. I got blowed up. Someone needs to score that. I don't care if it's in their net or ours. We got stuff to do. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I tried. All right, I'm going to take one more run at this. And if I can't score it, we're done. Okay, perfect. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thanks for being here wherever you may be. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. I am Hefty Goof. It is great to see everyone hanging out with us on chat. Really, really do appreciate it so much. Exactly, it would just be fun. I enjoy karaoke as a spectator, says KJ. And that's a great way to consume karaoke as well. Just being a spectator. There's lots of many ways. Many ways to play. All right, it's 8:20 on the West Coast, 11:21 now on the East Coast, and it is 4:21 for those watching in the UK. 5 questions GMS. Project Ruby next on Gaming Morning Show. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thanks for being with us. It is Tuesday and a double guest day, which is some of my favorite days on the show. We are joined now by Project Ruby. Good morning to you, Project Ruby. How are you?
Hi, good to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. It is fantastic to have you joining us. This is our second straight day of getting to play 5 questions GMS, and we're going to learn a lot about you and your streams and other content, because I know you have YouTube things you're working on and such. Let's start with that. For those who have never had a chance to catch you streaming or watching any of your YouTube videos, what can we expect when we see you on Twitch?
Yeah, so I do a variety of things, and I started doing these series because after being on Twitch for like 5 years, I decided to kind of change things up a little bit, and I started making some different series. Like recently, I started doing a best and worst of, where I go to Metacritic, I find the best rated game of a specific year or a franchise or a console, and I dive into the best and the worst games of that, which has turned out pretty interesting so far. And yeah, I take a lot of my content and I make it and repackage it into YouTube stuff, so you can expect that. This week, I'm actually doing a themed week where I'm taking Xbox Game Pass, not sponsored, but I'm using their randomizer feature, and I'm basically streaming a game per day that is basically randomized. So I have no idea what's ahead of me, and that's exciting as well.
Yeah, I like these series, and the one I watched, I think, was the football game that was the worst one of 2021.
Yeah.
It was like eFootball Manager or something like that.
Oh boy, yeah, eFootball 2022. Oof.
Could have
Definitely
been
an interesting experience. Yeah, I could definitely see why the reviewers had an average of the lowest of, it was 20 something average out of 100. So
rough.
yeah,
Rough. And you also do a podcast. Is that something that you can give us some details about?
yeah. I co-founded alongside a bunch of wonderful queer gamers out there, and we co-founded a podcast called Just Gaming Things. Every Saturday we go live at 7 p.m. my time. I forget if it's 1 p.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern, but one of those. And yeah, it's lovely. We talk about all of the gaming things, if you will, and from an all queer perspective, because you don't get to see a lot of that out there, and so we just came together and decided to make that happen for everyone. So yeah, check it out. Just Gaming Things with a Z at the end.
And we have links to both your YouTube page and your Twitch page. But of course, I found your podcast through your Twitter bio. So obviously, we'll be able to get everyone to the places they need to be to follow along with you. There is, however, a reason that you are here. In fact, we were referred to you by former 5 Questions GMS competitor Cheritomo. And so we are excited to play said game with you. Let's do that now. It's 5 Questions GMS with ProjectRuby on Gaming Morning Show. Do you have any nerves, or is this like one of those things where it's like old hat, I can do this in my sleep?
Not nervous at all. No, I'm just kidding. It's one of those things where I feel like the longer you do it, I don't think it will ever change. It just means that you care, right? Like if you get a little nervous, it just means that you care about what you're doing and you want to do a good job, right?
Yep, and we try to make it as fun as possible, but, you know, listen, you have to answer questions, and anytime you have to answer questions, then there's inherent concern. So let's start off with, like, a really difficult one right off the bat, just kind of get you straight into the flow of this thing. On YouTube, as you mentioned, you do some different things, best of, worst of. You also did a video where you ranked every game that you played in 2021. We'll link, obviously, to the YouTube page on our chat. But we are asking you, ProjectRuby, what was your favorite game from 2021?
Ooh, wow, that's hard because I chose 5 to be on my my top ranking. I would say a game that, because my thing is I always play games that didn't necessarily come out the year of, but I would say one of my favorites for sure was Unpacking. It was just so chill and it was so lovely, and yeah, it was just very relaxing and just very nice to look at, and the music gets you in the zone. It's very like lo-fi study with me kind of vibes.
Yeah. It's interesting you say that because we've had Sports.Gaming from our show play Power Washing Simulator, and Unpacking gave me a similar feel where it seems like it's just low stress, you kind of move things around, and it ends up being just kind of a fun, lovey experience, right? Like it's not stressful in the least.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there is a little level of stress associated with it because the game is like pixel art, and so like at the end of every level they kind of highlight things that you put in places you're not supposed to, and you're just kind of zooming in like, what is that supposed to be? And you just kind of get a little frustrated sometimes. You're like, why would you not put this in your room? Like, and then you realize it's like a toaster or something and you're just like, oh, of course.
Well, the good news is that is absolutely correct.
Correct.
You were 1 for 1 on this edition of 5 Questions GMS. Very good answer. And again, that YouTube link that we specifically put in chat goes straight to that video. Every game ranked from 2021. All right, question number 2. Now, we asked you for something that you know a lot about, at least seem to, and that many others seemingly do not. And you said K-pop. We're just going to go broadly with this one. What is something you think we should know about K-pop?
Ooh, something you should know about K-pop. It's for everyone. Like, I think sometimes people think about K-pop and they're like, oh, it's just for teenagers, or it's just for people who like bubblegum pop music or what have you. But there are so many artists and so many groups that make different genres of music. It just happens that it all gets encompassed into the label of K-pop because it all comes from Korea. But like you get some groups who do rock, you have literal bands, you have artists that do stuff that we can kind of be more familiar with, kind of like pop R&B, hip hop. Like there's literally artists for everyone. Literally just tell me what you like and I'll literally tell you an artist that you could enjoy from the K-pop industry.
I love the inclusive mantra with that. We've had folks on our show before who've talked about cosplays for everyone, K-pop for everyone too. If you ever have a chance, this is not a homework assignment. If you have a playlist or like a good group to get introduced, you can tweet us at WatchGMS and we would totally retweet that to everybody else. I would love that. I think that would be really neat. 2 for 2.
Yes.
You are absolutely correct.
Ding!
So moving ahead to question number 3 with Project Ruby on Gaming Morning Show. You also have a gaming series called the Final Fantasy Challenge, right? We talked about that. You have these series that you do. And of the categories we gave you, you said that you were most knowledgeable about entertainment. So we're going to combine those two things, Final Fantasy and entertainment. And we're going to ask you, what year did Mariah Carey's song Fantasy come out? Because that's entertainment and has the word fantasy in it. It was at 1993, 1995, or 1997.
I feel like this is a trap. I feel like I'm gonna look like a bad gay. But I think. Wait, can you repeat the options again?
Absolutely. So we're looking at what year did Mariah Carey's song Fantasy come out? 1993, 1995, or 1997?
I'm gonna go with 97.
Ooh, 97 was a good year. 1997, I was figuring out how to move into the world of high school, and I liked that year because it was 2 years after I was in 7th grade. I just wanted to share that with you so that you knew that story about me. Once again, though, what is your answer to this question? Was it 93, 95, or 97?
Wow, I think Discord cut out a little bit. 95 is my answer.
Sorry, I hit my microphone because I wasn't hearing correctly, but yeah, I did come through correctly that time.
Correct.
1995, first try, 1995.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I believe, is it Mana Rochelle who came into our chat?
Oh, Mana Rochelle?
Mana Rochelle. Says, "Oh no, Ruby, I'm taking away the queer card," and says, "I am screaming." So it was Discord, didn't you?
Yeah,
hear?
it was Discord, Mana. I promise.
Jeez. Still 3 for 3. Perfect round. 4 so far. Question number 4 for you. We asked your favorite material possession or brand, and you mentioned your gaming PC. Now, I built this thing that you can't see on the screen, but this thing is a rebuild of a 2010 computer. I added some components and I broke it all to heck. It crashes except for when we're doing the show. Thankfully, it's really bizarre. Oh, no. So I admire people who love their gaming PCs. So we're going to ask you, what should we know about your gaming PC?
Oh, my gaming PC, she's lovely. Like, I did nothing except for order and then turn her on. Like, I literally did nothing, and it's lovely. Like, I had I don't know how old the laptop was when I bought it, but I got it in 2016 when I started streaming, and it was a gaming laptop. So you could imagine that by now it was a little bit outdated. So yeah, it's just lovely to run things. And I remember when I would render videos on my old laptop, it would take so long, and I would also be unable to do literally anything. So with this one, sometimes I remember my friends were like, okay, calm down, because I was playing Fortnite and I was like, oh my god, I had to turn down my settings from ultra to high because I'm rendering a video, and they're like, okay, you need to get a grip. Stop.
It was amazing. We got a new graphics card in this thing, and when I first exported a video, keep in mind it's one of those like solid state hard drives that look like a chip, like a computer chip. That thing zipped along. I was like, wait, you can do it that fast? I was amazed.
Right.
I have a follow-up question though. You said you started streaming with a laptop?
Yeah, it was an Asus gaming laptop. It was lovely for the time. She did her job. Like I would play Overwatch. I would play all of those games that were pretty relevant at the time. But yeah, as times kind of went along and the updates kind of started coming along, she was chugging behind a little bit.
Well, still though, I mean,
Correct.
not only do I think you get that question correct, I think you've earned a bonus point for giving us insight on what it was like to stream back on the laptop days. So now officially 5 for 4 on 5 questions GMS. You're over 100%.
You know, it's just being iconic is it just comes natural to me.
Wow. All right, question number 5. We asked you if you have a favorite joke. It could be a dad joke or otherwise. You said yes. So, ProjectRuby, what is your favorite joke?
It's not much of like a joke, but it's more, I just kind of wanted to give a shout out to just TikTok in general and TikTok sounds, because those are so good. There's one recently where they basically take moments where people get like bonked in the head or they fall or something, and like the second that you would listen to that thud, they just replace that with like what I assume is like a priest hitting some sort of like bong and like saying a prayer afterwards, which is so funny to me because I've seen so many edits on TikTok with that sound and it sends me every time. So I just figured I would give TikTok a shout out because some of those sounds are the funniest things I've ever heard.
All right, judges?
Yes. You are a genius.
That is a 6 of 5 performance for the one, the only ProjectRuby on Gaming Morning Show. Do you have a TikTok?
I do. I'm not extremely active on there because, you know, I'm not a Gen Z individual. But yeah, it's the ProjectRuby. I don't really do too much on there, but I do love to lurk for sure.
We too are just starting to develop our Gaming Morning Show TikTok, but I finally downloaded the app and I'm finally watching more of it. So we will follow you and we will be sure to check out some of your stuff. Of course, be sure to check out ProjectRuby on Twitch and on YouTube, and of course podcast and more on Twitter. ProjectRuby, your background is iconic. I love watching your streams because you do such a great job making people feel welcome. Cheritomo was absolutely right. We're thankful that we had the chance to have you on the show. And when are you going to be streaming next?
Well, maybe today. I stream every Monday through Thursday. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with that. My podcast, of course, is on Saturdays, and yeah, YouTube content as well on the side. And of course, Ko-Fi if you want to support and get some extra perks. And thank you so much for having me. Kara was super amazing on the show, and I just adore her so much. And so I was so happy that she recommended me because this was really a fun time. So thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you. And we will check your next stream out. ProjectRuby, thank you so much for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. An outstanding performance. Ruby goes 6 of 5 and gets applause from the chat. Look at that. Crushed it today on Gaming Morning Show. Big fan and really enjoy getting a chance to watch Ruby streams. The podcast is the thing I'm most interested in from what I learned about ProjectRuby getting ready for the interview. So I'm going to be checking out the podcast as well. Find it on the Twitter bio at ProjectRuby on Twitter. There's links to all the things that Project is doing. So Ruby's doing. Thank you for the round of applause. Thanks. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. It was a lot of fun. I love playing 5 Questions GMS. And if you'd be so kind, go to our YouTube page, click the subscribe button, and you have a chance to get notified when we have the video of not only your game, ProjectRuby, of 5 Questions GMS, but also Jullia, Joson, who was on earlier from Architecture Daily. We talked about design in video games, architecture design specifically. Read that article, How Video Game Architecture is Speaking to You, from Architecture Daily. New show on Sundays, 7 a.m. Pacific time. It's called GMS Weekend Edition. It's a 1-hour show, and it is hosted by Chris M. Yee and Austin Attack. It helps you recap the last week in both gaming headlines, some of the stories around gaming, but obviously Gaming Morning Show, we show you some of the clips of the day on the show. But my favorite part has been content creation. And it's really neat because we will share the video on our YouTube page in about 5 minutes from now. And it's all of our hosts and panelists. Last week we had Kate Zaid on the show, and we had Look It's Mike O on the show as our panelists, and they shared different folks who they enjoyed watching over the course of the last week. And we'll do that week in and week out with GMS Weekend Edition. It debuts every single Sunday, 7 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at Gaming Morning Show. I like how Project Ruby wanted to be on the record. Also, Mariah, sweetie, I am so sorry. 1995 Fantasy came out. Don't worry. It's not like we broadcast on the internet. No one will know. Project Ruby. No one will know. We owe you a story, and this is about the new movie Pinocchio. This is going to show just how bad I am at movies, because I recognize this name, and I'm not going to say it correctly. I meant to look up the pronunciation before we started the show. I'm very, very sorry. Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro. I know the name. I am concerned I said the name incorrectly. If I did, I have the mispronunciation counter ready to go, and I will add one to my total of 139. However, Ewan McGregor, which coincidentally enough is another person I've confused once for Duncan Sheik, who is the person who sang the song I Am Barely Breathing. Ewan McGregor was the cricket in the first trailer for this new movie called Pinocchio that's coming out. And I don't know if I needed another Pinocchio story, but that said, as I sat there and thought about it, have we really had another Pinocchio? Maybe it's unfair to call it mainstream, but like there was the Disney Pinocchio. Have we had another one in a while? Because if not, maybe this is time for something like that. I did say it right. Look at that. 139 on the mispronunciation counter. Nothing will change. Take that, mispronunciation counter. Smart. Adele Dazeem. It's such a great clip. Ladies and gentlemen, Adele Dazeem. Jiminy Cricket is obviously someone that you've heard of potentially, but have you ever met Sebastian J. Cricket, writes Andy Ortiz of the rap? Well, in this new Del Toro trailer, you will, because Pinocchio is being remade, introduced as the person who's actually lived inside the heart of the wooden boy. That's in the first teaser trailer for this film. Indeed, the first look at footage from the long-awaited adaptation. Okay? So maybe it has been more anticipated and exciting for people than I felt like it was. It's going to be a stop-motion film. It says, according to the author, a share of changes, setbacks, and delays has been one of Del Toro's passion projects for years, but is finally coming to Netflix this year. According to the teaser, Pinocchio will hit streaming services in December, the streaming service, Netflix, telling, quote, a story that you think you know, but don't, end quote. Of course, we do know some of it, so that's the case. Pickle Feats is here with the final hour crew. Again, if you're here in the 8 o'clock hour.
Hello, FHC.
You are a member of the FHC. Pickle says, AI was Spielberg's Pinocchio. I don't know what you're talking about, Pickle. But I read it with confidence, so that counts for something. Brendan said the guy who made Life is Beautiful tried to make a live-action Pinocchio where he was Pinocchio as an adult man. It didn't go well. Okay, fair enough. Lady Undead's here with the FHC.
Hello, FHC.
Listen, I like stop-motion films a lot, to be honest. So I would be interested in watching something like this. I obviously, as you can tell, since I could not say the person's name or was worried about not saying it correctly, I don't watch a whole lot of... I couldn't tell you a Del Toro film. So if someone has one that they want to share with me right now, say this is one you should know about, I'll take your feedback because I don't know one off the top of my head. But I like stop motion, so I'd be interested in watching something like this. VG is here with the FHC as well.
Hello, FHC.
If you're just joining us, you both missed interviews today. We had first Jullia, Joson of ArchDaily to talk about architecture in video games. And then literally just a few moments ago, we finished up with ProjectRuby, a streamer on Twitch, a YouTube content creator, and podcast host who will be streaming probably later on today. That's what we were told, because I think he said Monday through Thursday. So be sure to follow ProjectRuby on Twitter. Oh, and bonus, Ruby said that they may post a K-pop starter playlist for us, or at least a link to a K-pop band that we should follow, because we asked a question about K-pop. That was question number 2. So be sure to check that out, youtube.com/gamingmorningshow. I'm being told Pan's Labyrinth is a Del Toro film. Thank you. The Shape of Water as well. never have seen them. You could tell me anything that happened in those, and I would absolutely believe you, because I clearly am not one for a lot of movies.
I mean, it can't be a worse movie than Ants.
It could be. I doubt it, though. Ants was pretty rough. All right, it's 8:44 West Coast time. It is 11:44 out east. 4:44 for those watching GMS in the UK. Doo-doo-doo. Our topic of the day, National Plan for Vacation Day. So before we round out the show, please let us know what your dream vacation is. And if you'd be so kind, please go to our Twitter, @WatchGMS, and enter for our Fulfillment Appreciation GMS Name of the Month giveaway. It starts today. It runs through February 2nd. We are giving away over $60 in prior GMS Name of the Month winners because we haven't been doing it consistently. So we want to make up for that, and we want to show our appreciation for our fulfillment department, who clearly, it's not their fault that these games have not gotten to you. It's mine, and I want to tell fulfillment how much I appreciate them. So to the entire GMS fulfillment department, we appreciate you, and this week you are going to shine. Go to Watch GMS on Twitter. If you're already following us, that takes care of that, but please like the pinned tweet and also comment with your favorite game using hashtag GMS giveaway. All right, final game of the day. It is 8:45 now, and then we'll get you the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News, a recap of the video game headlines of the day, and then we'll have our takeaways that were pretty okay and clip of the day. So we'll ask you, chat, what you learned on this episode of Gaming Morning Show. I see Project Ruby is still in the chat. Project Ruby, if you would be so kind as to share a Twitch streamer who is live and will be live at the end of our show at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 15 minutes from now. We would love to send our audience over there on behalf of you, so you can go ahead and just put their name in our chat, and we will send everyone over there at the conclusion of today's Gaming Morning Show. VG, you liked Ants? Okay, then let me ask you this follow-up question. Did you like Ants or A Bug's Life better? Which was your favorite of those two movies? Because as we know, they were both
clinically acclaimed.
But, well, VG says, don't sound so appalled by it. You're saying you liked it. That's what I... Okay, now I'm being told by Superphonic that Ants, quote, was a banger of a film. Not as good as A Bug's Life, though. Lady Undead, I loved both AI and Ants. Really? Okay, well, fine. Maybe what we'll do is we'll have a watch party for Ants. Not like in the Zoolander way. What is this, a school for ants? But more in the we'll have a watch party for it. Of course, we have quite a little bit of a backlog for our watch parties.
Fantastic Four, B-Movie, Legends of the Hidden Temple, every MCU movie, Hackers, Pride and Prejudice, and Zombies, Frozen 2, Christmas Comes to the Packland.
But we could add Ants to that. I mean, I'd rather watch Hackers or a B-movie or the B-movie. That would be fine. So. But yeah, sure. We'll have a watch party. It's happening very soon. Just like our Name of the Month giveaways. We're on top of that. Chris M.E. says, yes, you and fulfillment are definitely separate. Absolutely. I take full responsibility for messing up the Name of the Month giveaways. Fulfillment did nothing wrong. I am still a big fan of fulfillment. And they do great things for you, chat. Fulfillment. Appreciation. Name of the Month giveaway. Ants was a banger of a film. I'm just still a little perplexed, not gonna lie. Project Ruby, it's funny you say that because I literally just sent a K-pop good vibes to GMS Twitter. Let's go! Playlist available at WatchGMS. Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, by no means are you the first person we've learned something about K-pop from, but you were kind enough to fulfill my first request of asking somebody to make us a playlist. I think that was probably a Chris M. Yee inspired request. If you're not following Chris M. Yee, he is the host of the Clip M. Yee show every single Saturday, other than the every other Saturday. I'll run that back. Chris M. Yee is the host of the Clip M. Yee show every other Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Chris M. Yee. Clip M. Yee is the best show on the internet. But also, Chris has a channel points redemption for making playlists. And so I think that's what inspired me to ask you to do that. So thank you, ProjectRuby, for sharing that on our Twitter at WatchGMS. Yeah, I have no clue what the heck AI is. When you say AI, here's what my brain says. Okay, you ready? My brain says, I Am Robot. I Am Robot is a film starring the one, the only, the impeccable Will Smith. Okay. And so I have seen it because I've seen almost every single Will Smith movie multiple times. Almost. And so I bring that up because that's all I have in my head. When you say something like AI, I can't get that out of my noggin. So now if this is supposed to be a story that's kind of a Pinocchio-based theme, I have no clue. Brendan says AI was Haley Joel Osment and Jude Law. Okay. Oh, I said I Am Robot, didn't I? I meant iRobot, because I Am Legend is also a movie starring the impeccable Will Smith. So now Caleb says, oh no, is AI versus iRobot the new Ants versus A Bug's Life? All right, it's time to play
Hardy or not Hardy.
So today, on this episode of Gaming Morning Show, Hardy or not Hardy, we give to you first, chat. AI. Is AI
Hardy or not Hardy?
You have 10 seconds to get your answers into the chat. 10 seconds. AI.
Hardy or not Hardy?
This is a classic sports talk radio theme where we put you on the hot seat and ask you, is the movie AI Hardy or not Hardy? 10 seconds. Get ready.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Inconclusive. I guess we got to work on our sports radio abilities here, chat. Although I agree this would be a perfect time to have a poll. But, you know, we don't do that here. Everything that we've ever used for polls is broken. I Am Legend and iRobot. Yeah, that might be a takeaway that's pretty okay today. I know the movies. I can't say the movies. All right, fine. Well, listen, I'll watch the stop-motion animated version of Pinocchio. I'm fine with that. According to Chris M.E., just put it in there, please. Thank you. My gosh. How hard is it to lose games? I got stuff to do. I had a Fulfillment Appreciation GMS Name of the Month giveaway to plan. It's ridiculous. All right. K-Laugh went with science. Nice work.
Nerd alert!
Rotten Tomatoes, AI, artificial intelligence, 75% on the tomato meter with a 64% audience score. iRobot, 56% on the tomato meter, but 70% on the audience score. Just saying. Just saying. All right, fun show. Thanks for being here. 8:53 West Coast time, 11:53 out on the East Coast. It is 4:53 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. After the show, if you're watching on Twitch, we are going to send you over on the recommendation of ProjectRuby to Smallsy, who right now is playing Final Fantasy XIV Online. Let's see. about Smallsy. 25-year-old Aussie with dwarfism and part of the LGBTQIA plus community. I play a wide variety of games on PC, PS4, and Switch. My streams are full of lighthearted content and a whole lot of love. Yeah, check it out. We will send you over there at the conclusion of today's show. And if you'd be so kind, please say good morning from GMS. VG did try. This is probs my favorite thing to do in the morning. Be part of the FHC here, which, as we learned yesterday from our Billy Thundergun Award winner.
Hello, FHC.
We learned that stands for Final Hour Crew. Copia says it's Mom 1A approved. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. K-Laf says I've seen neither and cannot comment further. Fair enough. That's okay. All right, let's do the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. This is a recap of all the video game headlines of the day. We share them with you, courtesy of hashtag sports.gaming video game expert. And by hashtag sports.gaming video game expert, I just mean hashtag video game expert, right? Because that is what Sean does. You can watch the GMS Morning Gaming News as soon as the show is over. There's usually about an hour gap, and then we post it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/gaming morning show. He has the best pancreas of gaming knowledge in all the land.
Correction. Sean's gaming knowledge actually originates from his pancreas, not his kidneys.
That's right. We learned that on an earlier edition of the show. Here are the headlines. Apex Legends Mad Maggie revealed as the new legend along with a new limited time mode, according to Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. My favorite tweet from yesterday when that was released was that Mad Maggie's special ability will be letting you know that Mad Maggie's name is Mad Maggie. Raven's new organizational change. So this is one of those stories. Kotaku's Luke Plunkett wrote it, and it sounds like, according to Sean, the story is basically one of those things where it's like laying out all of these organizational changes in a factually accurate manner. These are things that happened. However, they couldn't help but mention that it is a coincidental change considering the recent passing of the union for QA folks working at Raven. And so, coincidental that an organizational change happened to place certain QA folks in certain places. So read it from Kotaku. In fact, during the Renews, we don't typically do this, but I will share the story from Luke Plunkett right here so you have a chance to read it. You can also find it on our Twitter at WatchGMS. Also, last but not least, Dead by Daylight new Saw crossover puts Jigsaw front and center. That's from Game Informer's Wesley LeBlanc, who also gave you the Apex Legends story. So, if you want to read more about that, I don't, because Sean used the Jigsaw voice and it terrified the heck out of me. I could, but I don't really want to because I was scared. You can play it, though. Dead by Daylight, as many of the folks who are in chat have played, including one, hey, it's Brendan_TTV. Next, Brendan's stream is on Thursday. Usually plays Dead by Daylight on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Out today, The Artful Escape for PlayStation 5 and Switch. Mortal Online 2 is out today for PC. Riviere Knights Tactics, Reverie. Reverie Knights Tactics? Sure. PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem is out today for PC. Our name of the morning was Cannibal Cuisine for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. So there you go. That is your Out Today from Gaming Morning Show. Good moron. Happy final seconds, crew, to Look It's Maiko.
Hello, FHC.
We will see you tomorrow for the show. Be sure to check out our YouTube page. Right now, Content Discovery has been posted. You can see our GMS Weekend Edition hosts and panelists share who they were watching over the last week of content. That is at Gaming Morning Show on YouTube, youtube.com/Gaming Morning Show. It's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look, it's the clip of the day. Toot toot. Hey, laugh. Just have the dinner alarm clock crank
No
out
weather?
pizza. Are you suggesting that I meant just like no weather exists, and so therefore
It's just nothing.
what happens when there's no weather existing?
The weather outside is
Absent.
non-existent.
Does the planet just stop functionality?
There's just space out there.
Oh no. I'm kind of concerned.
In space, Space. Space.
Interesting. Scott Chick says Oscar's big butt broke the clothes horse today. Had to take a hammer to it to straighten it back out again. Scott Chick's Oscar is a cat. However, what's a clothes horse? And can you look a clothes horse in the mouth? Sean proceeded to find us a wonderful picture of a clothes horse. It was amazing. So that is going to be my takeaway that's pretty okay. What is yours, chat? Let us know what your takeaways that were pretty okay, and then we're going to send you over to Smallsy, courtesy of our 5 Questions GMS contestant today, Project Ruby. Again, please follow Project Ruby both on Twitch and on YouTube. We certainly would appreciate it. And check out our tweet. It is live right now at WatchGMS on Twitter for the Fulfillment Appreciation GMS Name of the Month giveaway that runs from today until the 2nd of February. You're asking me my takeaway that was pretty okay, and that is a clothes horse is basically a drying rack, but it is what Scott Chick, our deputy cat petter, terms it. And it was great, because now, instead of ever having to refer to it as a drying rack again, I will be able to refer to it as a clothes horse, and I like that significantly better. Also learned today that apparently Oscar, Scott Chick's cat, was able to break it, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. So, nice work. Thank you so much for teaching me about clothes horse today. Billy Thundergun Award.
Billy Thundergun, Teammate of the Match Award.
That goes to Discord today. Project Ruby, in the course of 5 Questions GMS, was asked about the year that Mariah Carey's Fantasy came out, and because of Discord, we couldn't hear the initial answer. Turns out Project Ruby got it correct and guessed 1995. So a perfect 6 of 5 for them on today's 5 Questions GMS. Congratulations again, Project Ruby, because very amazing. And Discord, sometimes it just kind of cuts out at the wrong time. It's very disappointing. So yes, Discord, that's our Billy Thundergun, teammate of the match. Thank you for being here. We are going to send you over, if you're watching on Twitch, to Smallsy, courtesy of Project Ruby. Please say good morning from GMS, and we will see you again tomorrow, as we do, Monday through Friday. We are your favorite morning radio show that plays games 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you tomorrow. For Mike, for Sean, for Austin, I am Hefty Goof. Thanks for being here. Gaming Morning Show. Have a great Tuesday.